but just try and put one here. Did you put one there?
No,
At least. Did you try? Oh, so you're the same as Matt.
But it's not about speed, it's about style. But then drop them on them and they're like... So I was not out the first week and then I ended up not out the second week, but we're getting sort of towards where, you know, they're not going to goals.
Yeah.
And through like through a couple of weeks, so I'll step up, come on, you've got to give me a go,
Yeah, of course.
And then he had a go. And I hadn't faced him for years.
It's more like,
As soon as, because he's all arms and legs
yeah,
and face, I've basically I've started to laugh and like let it go.
yeah, because
I can't handle looking at him for one ball.
no, but he would have also told them as well that he used to.
Oh no, yeah, oh, they know, yeah.
That's on radio medicine that pissed himself laugh as much as you were.
It actually helped us good because there's all the few little things that got out of hand.
Yeah.
And when he was just a bit awesome, yeah, like so he's bloody right. All I can say is, man, I come back 2 weeks ago,
Both last week and one couple of weeks, with the only state only shoes following in Sydney actually won something.
when you do the intro today, the 2 stations that have one before we go.
I just had some bit of rain. Maisie, you might want to get your...
Yeah, it's coming already.
Yeah, it's already starting to spit. So you might want to have...
The top on standby?
Yeah. I was going to say, unfortunately, there's no marquee yet. We can go and pull out the hinge.
We've got the top, the poly top. There's no Pakistani.
We
had one last week.
The men's guys had the whole marquee set up for us, and we just had it just high enough so we could see under it. And as the sun was coming through, we just pushed back and back and back to about where we were now. So it's obviously the weather map changed a lot in the last 30 minutes.
Yes. When I pulled in, I was just listening to two of yours that says pour and a penny.
Yeah.
But if you look here, a lot of the heavy stuff's coming through here. Yeah. Coming this way, so hopefully, like we're up here.
Yeah, you're basically sitting on board.
There's nothing behind it.
Yeah, it's just that one beam. But yeah. The question is, how long is that one beam going to be?
Well, that's what it could. So
that one beam could be half an hour, it could be 10 minutes.
That whole beam stretches all the way down the state.
Yeah, that doesn't mean like how wide.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it a 5k wide band? Is it a 20k wide band? We just don't know.
My man lives in Canberra. I was speaking to him this morning. He said 6 o'clock this morning they got the biggest.
Well, yeah, I was just talking to Andrew Russell, who's in Canberra, and he was saying how it was raining down there.
That's the only reason why I know it was raining. So that it turns up a couple of drops in the top.
I think this play HQ or something. Ridiculous. Yeah, I've got numbers. They're giving me they're doing ND. So that's the power ones. So I'll just for the team list. I'll just do it out of what's in Play HQ.
Yeah.
And then they're giving me the numbers. They're doing the numbers now, and then that's the power numbers. So.
Because every player should be kicking out.
Yeah. We're supposed to be. Yeah, well we're 5-2, so we're about to go on. Yes, I can hear you coughing. Yeah, we're just waiting on Macca, so it'll be about 30 seconds. I better plug him in.
That helps.
I didn't know if you had.
Yes.
I don't know. Are you Mac? Are you happy calling?
Hello, Andrew.
Like ball by ball?
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll just we just normally swap 5 overs.
Yeah. I said we may have to move that table back just a tad.
Well, if it rains, we'll do it.
Next, I'm looking on the the top hole and
Yes,
is here on
it's
standby
sitting
ready.
right next to me, Andrew.
No.
Yes, please.
Waited all my life for this to sit between the two. Photo?
Yeah, they need the numbers too.
Yeah, no, at least we got a... Cool. Thank you.
I'll flick that to you.
Cool. All right.
Umpires walking out.
Thank you. All right, whenever you're ready, Andrew. Yes, hello, welcome to a very overcast and cloudy Asquith Oval. I am the wise man, that means, as the roller rolls right past me here. We're coming to you live on the Triple H Sports Stream and on Frogbox here from Asquith Oval. We'll also be on replay this afternoon on Triple H 100.1 and on a live 90.5 Sports, as well as we're calling NDs versus the Parramatta side here in the women's first grade T20 competition. And joining us from a live 95.5, Dave McDonald. Dave, great to have you on the team today.
Good morning, wise man. It's great to be here. Fingers crossed, so we're going to get a full game of cricket in this morning. As you said, the weather's not great. There is rain quite heavy at the moment in Western Sydney, so fingers crossed it's going to go round. But an exciting clash today, two very evenly matched sides.
Mate, certainly are 4v5 here on the women's first grade Premier table. And also joining us is the Hat Rack Shane Evans. Shane, great to have you back for another Sunday afternoon.
G'day, Mearsy. G'day, Macca. Nice to have the other half of the Sydney Sports Alliance on board. Also, we have to make a mention. In today's broadcast are the only two New South Wales stations to have won the Troy Garner medal. Obviously, Alive being the other ones a few years ago. So,
well, they won one.
They also
won this year. I think
yeah.
Young Personality of the Year or something. So
yeah,
congratulations to Alive on their award.
But again, on behalf of Alive, a huge congratulations to Triple H. You guys have done some fantastic work over the last couple of years. Purely well-deserved, guys. And it's great to be here with you as we're getting close to the first ball.
Mate, we certainly are. So we'll try and take you through those team lists as the players and umpires getting in position, waiting for 10 o'clock to tick over. Firstly, the ND Rangers side, Emily Cross, Grace Dingham, Sienna Eve, Tara French, the captain in Kate Jackson, Kate McTaggart, Madison McQuiggan, Sophie Shelley, Abby Taylor, Eliza Thompson and Claire Webber make up the ND Rangers. Macca, I'm going to throw it over to you. Would you like to take us through the Parramatta side?
Okay. Vaishnavi Diabanka, Molly Godsul, Sophie Luff, Isabella Magliolio, Alexandra Mavros, Claire Moore, Zoe Murdoch, Kate Pell, Grace Pooley, Zoya Thacker, and the captain is Sophie Vaughan. We've just had the first ball, wise man.
We certainly have, and it was by Tara French. First ball there from the opening batter, just played back to the bowler for no run, as comes in again from the northern or Newcastle end here of Asquith Oval. Another dot ball, gentlemen.
Indeed, good start. Just a quick comment on the wicket this morning. It looks a very good batting wicket. The outfield is quite fast. Again, it's not nice and flat, not much grass on it, so you would expect perfect batting conditions.
Yeah, the cloud, though, will be contributing to some swing for the bowler, and that one looked like it came back in from Tara French there, and little bit indecision there from the batter, just getting through there, but well saved by the keeper there. Maybe kept a little bit low, but...
Definitely did, wise man. It definitely did. I think the batsman was deceived, looking to play in between gully and slip.
Coming in again here, and this one's up in the slot, and well driven through the offside. It'll roll across this very quick Asquith Oval outfield, and that's the first runs on the day for Parramatta. 4 runs there to the total. And they said you were out there, Macca, and it was a little bit dewy this morning, but they said if it gets on that outfield, it's going to absolutely run.
Yeah, that flew away, and that was such a beautifully timed shot.
Again, we next delivery, and it's just played out on the offside. Good fielding there by Matty McEwen in as things start flying around. You can hear the wind coming up in our effects mics. It's getting a little bit overcast, a little bit overcast, but I think we'll be okay with the rain. There's a few spits as we were coming on air, but I think we're going to be okay for the minute as the next one keeps low again, and the big swing came out through the offside, but thankfully for Parramatta, it has gone through to the keeper. No damage done, and after 1 over here at Asquith, you're listening to a live and Triple H's call of Parramatta versus the ND Rangers in the Women's T20 Cup, and it is none for 4 to Para after 1 over.
I think the early signs show that it's going to keep low. I think, again, brand new ball first over. We've seen a couple of balls outside off stump keep really low. So something to keep an eye on. It might be handy for the spinners when it's Parramatta's time to bowl.
Yeah, good innings there from, good first over there from Kate Pell batting for Parramatta. Zoya Tankar is the batter at the other end. She'll be facing first delivery here from Sophie Shelley, who'll be taking the first over from this southern or Hornsby end here of Asquith Oval.
We call it the Parramatta end if you like. Parramatta
you are in Triple H territory. We do love our friends that are live, but we'll talk about that one a little bit later as Shelley's first delivery is just played to short cover, no run. So I think the Quicks here are going to have some responsibility on this pitch. I think with these cloud conditions and the ball keeping a little bit low, they'll be wanting to take advantage while this ball is still nice and shiny, nice and hard, and got that good seam on it. As next delivery is short and it's cut away, but good fielding there at cover point. Sees another dot ball to the total.
Just short of a length there, just held up a little bit, which obviously made it hard to play through that shot. But again, Northern Districts, it's overcast conditions. You would expect that white ball to be swinging around a bit early.
100%, and they'll want to use these early as the next one is short again outside off stump, but closer to the batter. Fortunately, misfield there by the fielder at cover. They'll get through for 1. They'll look for 2, but good backing up there by the Rangers, and another one to the total. Number 5 here in the second.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate bounce there for Sienna Eve. It's hit her body and just deflected away.
We can also tell you the 2 umpires out here today from the end that's currently being bowled at is Peter Tate, and we have Kevin Battershill at the Central Coast end of the ground.
Again coming in, just a short again, but that's been able to easily be picked up. 1 bounce for. Great shot there. As I said, just a little bit shorter of a length. It didn't get up again, but it was right on that hip. And as I said, any good opening batsman should be able to put that one away for 4. And it was a majestic shot. I thought almost with the boundaries in here a little bit at Asquith Oval might gone for 6, but 1 bounce for.
Just used the pace of that. It was a beautiful shot. Again, just that short of a length holding up.
Yeah, Kate Peel, that's her second 4 already today. She is looking likely here. She'll want to keep this going as ND Rangers, they change the field here. You'll see third man coming up inside the circle. They've pushed back the fine leg. So, but you'll want to be able to pitch it up, take advantage of this variable bounce. And again, it's just short outside off stump. Again, goes through the hands. A bit of a funny bounce, but well backed up there. Another 1 to the total. That brings up 10 for no loss here in the second over for Parramatta.
One thing we also need to do is thank our friends out of Cricket New South Wales for allowing us the opportunity to be calling these games in the Women's Premier Cricket thing. Also, if you want to see the vision of the game that we're currently calling, go across to the Northern District Rangers Frog Box. You'll be able to pick that up through there or search for it on YouTube.
Comes in again, final delivery of the second over, and it keeps low again. They look for a bye as it gets through past the keeper, but good backing up by the fielder inside the circle. That finishes 2 overs here, none for 10 here, Parramatta. And if you are listening to the replay on Triple H 100.1 FM or Alive 90.5 here in the afternoon, obviously a replay here, so the replay will be available on YouTube as well if you do want to check out the vision of this game as well afterwards. But you are listening live here on Frogbox and on the Triple H Sports stream as well.
Looks like we've had a change of bat already, possibly a broken handle for one of the Parramatta players, which isn't a good sign when you're only a couple of overs in, but then again, we all know bats aren't meant to live forever, so...
Oh, you can try. My bat's still hanging in there. As we see continuing from the northern end here, and again just getting through the hands there, and they're able to pick up another single. None for 11 here, first ball of the third over.
If I just pick anything up here, guys, just a couple of little misfields where, again, the girls are relying on hands. Again, the bounce is not totally accurate. So, again, important to get the body behind the ball. These little singles here and there could be costly at the end of the day.
Yeah, as French continues again from the northern end, and that one's a full bunger. Called wide down the leg side, but I think they'd be disappointed not to put that one away. Nobody out there past the square leg umpire, only the fielder down there at fine leg. But I think with the fast outfield here, they'll take that one as an opportunity missed.
Well, it's going to be either a wide or a no ball, but obviously wide takes the precedence.
Well, again, that one, the radar a bit better there outside off stump, but again, just keeping a little bit low here on this early morning start here at Asquith Oval.
Again, that's a fuller ball and it's skidded through. And it's funny because you're seeing a lot of wickets around Sydney at the moment, very similar, just due to obviously the conditions we've had.
Yeah, not a lot of time to dry out and harden up, as this one again outside off stump, nicely driven, but fielded by a mid-off, another dot ball.
Also like to thank our hosts today, the Northern District's ladies, to once again allow us to be able to call these games, which we thoroughly enjoy doing. We could be sitting at home, but this is our passion, this is what we like to do. So thanks again to Northern Districts for allowing us to come and call.
Yeah, and I said they've been putting on some good cricket lately as well, as this one again is short, but hoiked away onto the onside. They'll get through for a single. That moves them none for 12 here. One delivery left here in the third over.
My first time here at Asquith, guys. It's lovely little setting. Yeah, it's beautiful surroundings.
Final delivery here. It's pitched up and it's nicely driven away. Don't know if it's got enough wheat bix on it to get to the boundary, but they're able to pick up 2. And a nice little finish for Parramatta here at the end of 3 overs. No, with the wide, my apologies. 1 ball still to come. But, yeah, the second ground here for ND Rangers Naka, with Mark Taylor Oval still out, being out due to the resurfacing there. $9 million spent, but still can't find the soil for the pitch. Hopefully we'll be back there shortly, as that one's pulled away. Great shot there. I thought that mid-wicket might be in with a chance of picking up that one, but good chase will see him just pick up 1 more. And that is the end of the third over here. None for 15 is the score. And, yeah, we do look forward to getting back to Mark Taylor.
Well, of course, we were there. We've been there a few times together, Alive 90.5 and Triple H. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic facility once it's done. So hopefully we'll be back there next year with a bit of men's and women's cricket.
100%, as I said. Facilities there are awesome. With the new indoor centre as well, it will be absolutely one of the pinnacles of grade cricket. Not that there's not other grounds that are as well. We are blessed here as we see a change at the southern end with Sienna Eve coming into the attack.
Going to spin early.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. I would have thought that they might continue with the pace, seeing the variable bounce and the overhead conditions, but I'm sure they'll just want to change the pace here. Maybe they think they can draw a false shot. So we wait for Eve to come in. Left arm around the wicket, and this one's cut away onto the offside, but fielded well at cover. No run.
Yeah, the pitch wasn't as bouncy as it was last week. Obviously, hit for the men's, and so obviously the bit of dry weather during the week's probably helped, but it is making it stay down a bit.
Next delivery comes in and just played nicely into cover again. No run. Yeah, we did see a lot of ones coming into the middle of the bat here in the men's T20, but new pitch this weekend. This one's floated up, ends up being a full toss, flicked off the pads, but we do have a fielder out here at backward square leg. The two fielders out backward square leg and at deep mid wicket. Cuts that off for a single, so score moves along to 17, my apologies, here in the fourth over. Again Eve in, and this one's just delicately played into the offside behind point. I'll say that's a quick single. I think we'll count that as a quick single, but makes the ground. The conditions lightening up a little bit here as the next one again is on leg stump, but nicely flicked off. They'll look for two, but good fielding here by Abby Taylor out on the square leg boundary, keeps it to 1. So now none for 18 here, none for 19, my apologies. One ball left here in the fourth over. As this one's, again, just played off the inside edge. Maybe a little bit of turn, but again, they go through for another single. And 4 overs done now here at Asquith Oval. Parramatta batting first against the Northern District Rangers, and Parramatta none for 20 here. As we have 2 more overs left in the power play. 1 more over, and we'll have ball-by-ball commentary taken over by Dave McDonald for overs 6 to 10.
Also, just a shout out to one of our regular callers, Kiwi Mick's been given the weekend off. If you're wondering where he is, nothing's wrong with him, but we just thought we'd give him the weekend off. He's probably also
nothing physically wrong. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit physically wrong with him.
Probably,
but yeah.
He's possibly drowning his sorrows after watching the Kangaroos beat his beloved Kiwis in the Rugby League World Cup yesterday morning. So, but don't worry, Kiwi back's on the station during the weekend on the weekend. So
yeah, he'll be back Thursday night for our call. Mossman taking on North Sydney. We'll be at Allan Border Oval on Thursday night. As that's here on Triple H. I'm not sure. We'll get out of Macca when they'll be calling next. As a new bowler here from the northern end is Kate McTaggart. First ball there, going out onto the leg side. Big chase by the fielders inside the circle, but nicely run there. 2 more to the total. None for 22 here. 1 ball into the 5th over.
Well, again, they've just been playing sensibly. We've seen nothing silly early on from Parramatta. Distinct lack of risks.
Well, so a couple more overs, the field will go out, and they'll be able to push those singles. But good ball there by McTaggart. Just can only be hit straight back to the bowler. Fields in a follow through, no run.
The curl was fair way out of a crease then. I was just thinking about the throw down at the keeper's end, but unfortunately if the throw goes wide, it could go for 4, so it was a smart decision to hold that back.
Yeah, just the fielder down at fine leg. Very wide here. It said it's an unusual shape here, Asquith Oval, but the boundaries are in. As we hear the no ball, it is a full toss, and it's played away on the onside. Couple of bounces all the way to that fence, right on that far side there, the western side, and that's getting the run rate ticking, but McTaggart will be disappointed with that one.
And a free hit.
Yeah, full no ball, full toss, free hit. So
no ball, front foot.
Yeah, it was a no ball. It was a front foot no ball, but it was still a full toss.
Yeah, full toss.
That was put away, but now the opportunity to take advantage could even be a 9-run ball here, depending on what McTaggart can do here. As I'm sure she'll try and limit the damage off this one, and does go big.
What a shot!
And goes down the ground. What a shot there, knowing it was a free hit. Couple of bounces for 4. It was a 9-run ball, as putting that no ball away. Great shot, Macca.
She just stood tall and just played through the line straight. Didn't try and hit it too hard. It was a beautifully timed shot. Very impressed this morning.
Oh, it said sometimes that can be the damage that you do. You just hit the ball too hard on those free hits, but it was magnificently played down the ground. And again, full toss, but near the ankles, but just a little bit of a sloppy fielding there again. Goes through the hands at mid-wicket, lets him get through for another single. 32 here with 2 balls left in the 5th over.
One of the things we were all taught as kids is to try and get your knee and lower leg behind the ball to make it stop instead of just putting the hands down. And unfortunately, most of these errors have been just the hands going through between the legs.
Here we go. He comes in again. That's nice ball. Nice full off stump, but fielded well by Eliza Thompson at mid-off.
Oh, sorry, guys. I've got to interrupt. We've got some streakers on the field. We've got Mum and Dad duck, and about 7 or 8 ducks.
Ducktails here at Asquith Oval.
I don't want them to get hit by a cricket ball.
No, well, let's see where Taggart bowls this one, and full toss played on the leg side. Again, just goes through the hands there of Emily Cross at mid-wicket. That's the end of 5 overs here. Parramatta none for 33, and to take you through the next 5 overs, Dave McDonald.
Thanks very much, wise man. Good start from Parramatta. Again, they've just played within themselves. They haven't tried to go big. Well, let's see. It looks like Eve will continue from the southern end or the Hornsby end.
When you can call Parramatta end. How about we'll make the compromise?
Well, if we were south of Hornsby, we probably could say that, couldn't we?
Certainly we could.
Now it's going to be Eve Pell, who's going quite well. Tries to play that in behind point. Not enough on it. Straight to the fielder, no run.
So it just needs to be on a length here, because as I said, we've seen the ball not getting up a lot. So if it's just short of a length, it'll just sit there and an easy sort of heave.
Eve again. It's almost identical shot. She's played it straight into the ground, Pell. Again, just that lack of pace and another dot. So good start. Really important for Eve here to, after that last over, to just try and tie things up and put a little bit of pressure back on Parramatta. Left arm around the wicket and flicked in. Fine. They'll get at least 2. That should be all. The fielder has got to the ball.
They're making it very hard for the keeper here. All the balls being bounced in, which is what you're taught to do, but they're bouncing way too short or way too full, and she's having trouble trying to just pick them up cleanly.
I'll come back to another point on keepers in a moment. Eve again, left arm over, fuller ball this one. It's driven straight down to mid-off, and they've taken the single, and that's a very well-run single. Parramatta now run for 36. That is the updated, I believe. Yep, we're relying on the updated scoring here. That's played to mid-wicket. Again, another misfield, but it hasn't cost this time because backing up.
You're lucky last week they didn't have the live score. It
right.
made it a little bit tricky as we can't see the scoreboard from our commentary position, but we may do. But no, live scoring on today.
Eve again. And that's well bowled. Nice and full. And a very tidy over there from Sienna Eve. Parramatta, after 6 overs, a none for 36 here at Asquith Oval. And of course, you're listening to Triple H 100.1 and Alive 90.5.
The only two stations to win the Troy Garner Medal in New South Wales.
Let's see how many times we can get that in today.
Oh, we've been trying to get it in as much as possible.
If you've been listening to our station over the last week or so, Mr. Russell, our head of technical, has been running our self-voiced promos for ad nauseum. But then again,
we're saying they're ad nauseum.
No, the thing is, when you win an award, it's good to
people
be
have to
promoted.
know. People have to know. And if we were trying to smooth politicians on Friday night to get it mentioned in Parliament, we might be doing that too.
Yes, I know. Red hot. Listen, change of bowler here coming up for Northern Districts from the northern end or Central Coast, Newcastle, Brisbane, Papua New Guinea end, whichever you like. It's Matty McGuigan, number 25, coming right home over the wicket. Pell out, she bowls, and it's nice and full, driven straight to short, straightish cover.
Yeah, Grace Diggum in there at short cover. I think they need a couple of just clean fields there. I said a few have been just going through the fingers. Maybe the early start throwing them off.
I'll do a bit of a look around the field in just a moment. Grigan bowls, short, cut beautifully in front of point. That should race all the way to the fence, and it's going to come straight to Shane Evans.
Oh, it's come off
the
the
and he's misfielded, too.
Got it off the brick wall.
He had one job.
I have a table and everything sitting in front of me, so I've got it off my boot.
And it came off the brick wall.
Don't talk it up. No, that's a wonderful shot. In fact, again, just that short of a land. It was too short. It just sits up nicely.
Mm. I said it'll run on this very nice Asquith Oval outfield as well.
Bring it again. Oh, she comes out the wicket. It's short. It's cut over point. And that'll be 4 again. A little bit off the edge, that one, but it flew up and over the fielder at point. Another 4. And Parramatta getting a good start here. None for 44.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know we're only half a dozen overs or so into this game, but even picking that ball up, then you can see how it's already being fairly well damaged already, which is usually very unusual for a T20. It normally takes that 10, 15 overs to start showing some real wear and tear to it.
Well, the problem is how much grass is on the wicket. Now, a lot of squares around Sydney are very patchy at the moment.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that means for the ball, not much love for the bowlers.
Never is.
Now, just a change in the field, the 45 on the fence has come into short. Point's gone back, and she's gone over the top of cover. That could be 3 in a row. It is almost there.
Oh.
That's 4.
Just short.
No, there's no line. Well, and I don't have
line between the cones. We're a bit too far away.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't comment.
I think just saved inside. That's a park cricket save at least. That one's never going to be called for in the park.
But it was a good chase. 3 fielders on the chase. And again, as you said, they've saved one there. But 11 off the over so far. 4 deliveries. It's been another expensive over. Riggin again.
Yeah, that's a better delivery.
Full and just sat on. No run. Takua hasn't seen a great deal of the strike. Pell's 30 from 25. Takua's 15 from 17. Last ball of the 7th over. That's well driven. Oh, good save. Short cover. She's saved 2 there. They've run through for 2 Parramatta, but I think that would have been close to the fence again. Another very good over for Parramatta. They've moved on to none for 49 off 7 overs. Pell 30 off 25. Takua 17 off 18. And so far the bowling, French 2 overs for 10. Shelley 1 over for 6. Eve 2 overs for 7. McTaggart 1 over for 13. And McGuigan 1 over for 13. So something to think about for Northern Districts from the northern end. But Eve is going to be spelled. We're going to see more spin. Now,
looks like a jersey 22, I believe.
Abby Taylor.
Let's reconfirm that. Obviously hard being side on to check numbers, but I think you're right, Mr. Evans. Now that's, it's got the edge now. It was floated, outside off stump, a lot slower. Pell gets the outside edge, and they'll run 2.
Yeah, handy in T20s, no slip for the batters there to worry about. You can take the edge and the ball will run away, but...
Now the field, we've got deep square, short fine, backward point, cover, mid-off. I'll come back to that in a moment. Flicked behind square. It was foolish, just on leg stump. They should get through for 2. That's well run. Good cricket again from Parramatta. So the field, as we said, backward square, short, well, on the circle, short, fine. Backward point, cover, extra, mid, we got a sort of a straightish cover. Mid off, mid on the fence, and mid wicket on the fence as well. That's well driven, straight to the field and no run. Oh, thunderous throw come in.
Having to get back there.
Yes.
Just gets back to no crease.
Well, she had to jump in there, Pearl, didn't she? Right up over the wicket, hat on. Love the hat on. Driven straight back to the bowler, no run.
Well, when you're watching like the women's Big Bash that's currently in progress, Maisie Gibson wears it when she's playing for the Hobart Hurricanes as well, which is a nice touch.
It's floated, nicely driven, straight to cover again.
Lauren Smith's probably the best example. Thunder player and ND Rangers player as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well called. Last ball of the over, of the 8th over. Taylor, right arm over. Slow, which again, she's held that back and it made it hard to force away. No run, and the end of the 8th over. Parramatta, none for 53 off 8 overs.
Also, just a huge thank you again to Cricket New South Wales for allowing us the opportunity to be able to call these games, be it the men's or women's cricket like we are today.
Yeah, thanks also for the big shout-outs they give us on a Friday as well. It's we've seen the numbers tick through, so we're very much appreciated. If you are tuning in for the first time, welcome.
If only I confirmed earlier, we might have got a mention as well. We still love you, Uncle Roy.
Yeah. No, mate, we made sure we gave you some good, maybe the social media love.
No, listen, it was a late call to be here for us.
But no, mate, anytime we can work together, it's absolutely amazing, and I'm sure we'll look to do it more in the future. Hopefully, maybe some Kingsgrove Cup finals or something, if we can.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, I said you got a round this Thursday, which is, I find, definitely out of the ordinary. That's lovely bowling. We've got another change, I believe.
25.
No,
it's McGuigan again.
Yep.
She's coming back for 2. The first ball dot.
Yeah, that is a strange one. That 6:30. There's a 6:30 game. I think out at your local there, Hawkesbury playing under lights.
Parramatta. Okay, I'll come back to that in a moment. McGuigan right arm over. Again, she's just held that back. Oh, another misfield, but doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, good backing up there by Emily Cross.
Now, the last time I saw it was down for Marylands, but
it's Charles Mack or Cambridge.
It became
Cambridge Oval, yeah.
Outstanding. No, and so it should be. We've had that's not the first time. A little bit shorter. Again, it was straight, so Cool couldn't really work it into a gap. Another single.
Yeah. Hawkesbury Parramatta at Cambridge Oval, 6:30 on Thursday.
So day-nighter, outstanding at the home of the Hurricanes, of course. Part of.
You have to talk to Kutnyak during the week.
I was going to say, because the Hurricanes have had some Frank Gray Shield games out there under the lights.
That's right. And that's a lovely shot. Short whip behind square. Lovely timing from Fakua. That's another boundary for Parramatta. They move on to none for 57 off 8.4 overs. And the most important thing for Parramatta is they've got 10 wickets in the shed.
Yeah, just short of a length again, and this pitch, it's not conducive for that type of bowling. It'll just sit up there for the batters and very nicely put away.
Wigan again. Full and driven. It beats the fielder. Short cover. The mid-off has come across and missed it. So there'll be at least 3. The ball will fall short of the boundary. But Parramatta cruising along here. None for 60 off 8.5.
Obviously, you can hear the noises in the background, and that's the Parramatta bench up behind us. So obviously, they're very excited at the moment with their opening partnership going along 60 without loss at the moment, and obviously want to build from it.
Be handy to have 10 wickets in the shed with 10 overs to go. Full toss, that's going to be a no ball, and it's going to be 4. It's nicely put away in behind square. That is costly again for NDs.
Yeah, just not finding a radar here. It's either short or it's full, and it's just easy pickings for the batters to put it away. Some great batting.
Well, it's well timed again. I think the key is not trying to hit it too hard on.
Or to try and light up too early, because
No.
obviously those waist high ones, you need to sit and wait for it.
That's it. Is the free hit. And you wouldn't believe it. It's hit straight to mid-on and caught, but won't be out because it's a free hit. And that will be the end of the 9th over. Parramatta, none for 65 off 9 overs. Pell 38 from 33. Kua 24 from 23. Both striking over 100.
Yeah, it's been a good last couple of overs here for Parramatta. They said the bowling's been a little bit erratic, and they've been able to put away those balls. There's been some great batting to see through that new ball they're making hay while the sun shines. Well, not literally, because they said the clouds are still here.
There is no sun at the moment.
There's no sun here at Asquith Oval, but they said it's been a good partnership by the two openers here for Parramatta.
Spin again from the Hornsby end. No run.
Young Taylor again with the hat
The
on.
cap on.
But yeah, once again, if you want to watch the vision, if you're listening to us live on the sports stream, please feel free to go across to the Frog Box set up for Northern District Rangers, and you'll be able to watch us and see the vision.
Lovely. Down to long off. It should only be one. And is.
But also, if you are listening to the replay this afternoon on either Triple H or Macca's Guys at Alive 90.5, once again, just search on YouTube for Women's Premier Cricket Northern Rangers and see the vision.
That's the first ball. That's a wide. I was going to say, excuse me, the first ball that's been left, and it does so because it is wide. So Taylor will have to re-bowl. Pell on strike. Full. Nicely whipped through mid-wicket. It should only be one. Fielded in the deep by McTaggart. Guys just looking around. It's just thickening up a bit, these clouds.
Yeah, don't jinx us.
No, I'm not.
Just give us to 1 o'clock. That's all I ask, Macca. After that, jinx away.
Well, we're a quarter of the way through the match. Again, thought twice. She was looking to pull that through mid-wicket. Again, it just slowed up a bit. So the Kua's just put it in behind square, picked up.
Ooh, it's taking the batter out.
Oh, it's friendly fire. Eve does the fielding on the square leg fence.
Yeah, it was a good adjustment there. Was thinking that it might have been pushed through a bit quicker. Could really give it the full beans, but then when saw it just held up, was just able to just rearrange it and just push it nicely together.
Taylor again. It's met and driven straight to straight cover. No run again. I think the real importance here on this sort of a wicket is going to be to vary your pace as a bowler. And I think that's what Taylor's trying to do here.
Keep the batters guessing.
Right arm over again. Again, nice and slow. He's held that back again. Can only be worked by Pell for a single. She goes to 40 from 36. The Kura's 26 from 26. And that is the end of the 10th over. Parramatta with a nice start here. None for 70. 10 wickets in the shed, guys. That's a big plus for Parramatta.
Definitely is. At the normally what would be a drinks break, if you're up at the higher levels, you'd sit here and reassess, but when you still got 10 wickets in the shed, you'd be wanting to try, obviously push as much as you can with the two openers whilst they're there, but then maybe able to look at elevating some of your lower order batters that can hit a long ball, as we saw last week with the Hawkesbury guys and having Zach Honeywood come in at 7 and just absolutely pogo the Northern District's bowling attack last week for almost hitting 50. But at the moment, the Parramatta ladies are cruising along at the moment. That's 7 and over. That's 140. That's a decent total to be able to defend here.
Well, we got another change here. Grace Dingham coming into the attack from the northern end and nicely played off the open face down to the vacant third man region, and good chase there, but still pick up 2, none for 72 here, first ball of the 11th over, and I said it's just too easy. I think Shane, with 10 wickets still in the shed, you'd be looking more, I think you'd be looking north of 140. I think you'd at least be looking at 150 when you can give it the full beans, and I think they're already starting to go as it comes down the wicket there, but had to adjust as Dingham just bowls it a little bit shorter. Wasn't quite in her arc, but Good readjustment, pushes it down the ground. Another single, none for 73.
Guys, just a quick update. I'm going to channel my inner Tim Bailey.
Oh,
There is a...
anybody but him.
You're short enough to be Tim Bailey, so yeah, I'll give you that much.
Ouch!
I can tell you guys, there is a big rain storm just north of us, and it seems to be going around us and splitting us.
Well,
So that's some good news.
Well, it's another single to the total there for Parramatta, played onto the offside. But considering our record here of calling women's games in rain, it would be nice if we got some luck today. Maybe Alive bringing the luck for us here. Is that short? And it's hacked down the ground. But fielded down there on the long on boundary. They pick up another one to the total.
Yeah, especially here last year when NDs were taking on George's University women's game, and it absolutely pelted after about 10 minutes, and we had to have the game called off because it was flooded.
Oh, that was right up in the block hole, but nicely into the gap at cover. I said they're both looking at each other, worrying who's going to chase it. They both end up chasing it, and another 2 to the total. The run's flowing here for Parramatta.
But once again, thank you to Cricket New South Wales for the opportunity to be able to call these games at this women's level, and also check the Frog Box on YouTube, whether you're watching this live or on delay this afternoon.
It'll be there forever as this one's played away on the leg side. Just a little bit shorter, stayed inside the crease, went down, but again, good field placement there from the Rangers. They've got their field out there. They're trying to stop those boundaries, but the converse of that is that the singles and the twos will be out there. But 11 overs gone here, none for 78. You're listening to Triple H and Alive's coverage here of the women's first grade T20 competition. Northern Districts taking on Parramatta. We're live here on the sports stream and on Frogbox. You can hear, or you're on the replay, the afternoon replay on Triple H 100.1 FM and Alive 90.5. It's great to have you here, Mako. As I said, we love having you. Hopefully we can do some more of this going forward, but it's great that we could find a spot in the calendar, your local team versus our local team, and work nicely together.
Oh, indeed. And it's great to be back doing the women's. We haven't had a chance for a little while. So, again, great to be here. But
certainly is as...
trouble!
Oh, said it was Taylor continuing here from the southern end, and it was pushed into the offside. Probably with the track record with some of the fielding, they thought that they'd be able to get through. Good throw, would have seen well and truly sailed down the river, but unfortunately just couldn't take the pegs on that one. As this one again comes down the wicket, but almost yorks herself there, as can only play it into the offside, no run.
It was a great piece of fielding. The only thing there was she was still unbalanced when she tried to throw. Didn't realise how far the batsman was out. She might have actually had time to just set and get it over the pegs, but that's all hindsight, isn't it?
Everyone loves cricket hindsight. You wouldn't have anything to talk about at the pub as the next one just gets played again into the offside. Good fielding there from Grace Digham at cover. No run. But yeah, cricket hindsight, that's what the pub's all about.
It's not like Macca's showing his bias either with his Parramatta club hat on.
Not at all.
Oh, as this one's just played on the onside. Another quick single here, but nice, delicate hands means that the fielder there at mid-wicket just couldn't get there in time to stop that single.
The other thing we will do is we'll give a shout out to our friend Georgia. She is playing down the road in her women's second grade game out at Story Park. So good luck today, Georgia, that game. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
As this one gets flacked in the offside and gone! First wicket to fall here for Parramatta. It was up in the slot, tried to go over the top of short cover, but all he could do is find the hands of Grace Digham there. First wicket down for the score of 80 here in the 12th over.
A metre either side, it would have been 4, and she's picked the fielder out. It was well hit, but again, handy innings from Thakur. Parramatta, again, 9 wickets in the shed, 1 for 80, 11.5.
Yeah, Claire Moore making her way to the crease.
Handy player to come in now for Parramatta.
Yeah, New South Wales Breakers contracted player coming in at number 3 here. I think if any time you want to come into a T20, 1 for 80 on the scoreboard, still got 8 overs to bat, I think you'd be happy with that equation.
Especially if you have the licence to, the coach would be saying, have a swing. You've got another 8 wickets behind you in the shed. If you go out there and knock up a quick 20, 30 runs, I'd say 10 balls. And you get out, doesn't matter. But that quick 20, 30 runs could be the difference.
Also, the field's still spread as she comes in, so at least there's some opportunities to get off the mark and not get and at least get her eye in a little bit, as this one's nicely played down the ground, full face of the bat, and Claire Moore will be off the mark. First delivery with a single, and 12 overs gone here on Triple H and Alive's call of ND Rangers versus Parramatta. Parramatta 1 for 81.
And if I can just slip in a huge thank you on behalf of Alive 90.5 to the Western Sydney University School of Business Management who support us. Thank you very much. And of course to all the supporters of Triple H 100.1.
I don't think we have enough time to go through.
No, I know.
We'll play some.
We've got one.
We've got a couple. I'm sure if you are listening to the replay, you can hear them in the break.
Yeah.
It looks like Grace Diggum will continue here for over 13 from the northern end. We do thank all of our partners here on Triple H and Alive as this one takes the outside edge. No one bound at third man. They have to run from inside the circle. They run 2. They'll look for 3. But no, good chase there by Kate McTaggart to cut it down to 2.
And a perfect throw too. They're lucky they didn't run. Now quickly the field guys deep. We've got long on. Deep mid wicket is reasonably straight. We've got deep backward square. Fine on the circle. Everyone else in the circle.
As this one's played down the ground. No one inside the circle at mid-on. So long on will field that one. It'll take more to 2. 1 for 84 here in the 13th over. So just looking a little bit easy, even though the fall of the wicket in the last over. It's looking a little bit easier here. More actually moving to 4 with that 2 beforehand as this one from Pell just pushed into the onside. No run there with the fielder inside the circle.
Guys, forget where Parramatta's at the moment. What would you see as being a par total here?
We'll come back to that in a moment as the reverse sweep comes out. They said it's been lucky. Parramatta lucky there's been no slip. They probably would have taken about 3 catches today. But I said the theatrics. Missed it.
Yep.
Buys.
Ooh.
Put the keeper off. The keeper in Kate Jackson there. I don't think, all ends up beaten with the reverse sweep coming out. But you'll take the runs however you can. As long as the scoreboard keeps ticking over, she comes down the wicket to that one. Pushes it through the offside. They've pushed mid-off back now. But good fielding down there. Just keeps it to 1.
And Moore was just a little bit slow off the mark there to get 2.
Said 1 for 87. 1 ball left here in the 13th. And again, good tight bowling there from Dingham. She goes herself to try and cut that one off there, but well fielded by the fielder at mid-wicket. So 13 overs gone, 1 for 87 as a couple of little spits of rain start coming up on the equipment here.
More than a couple.
Be quiet, Shane.
But
I said nothing that'll stop play though at this stage. But we've got Macca Bailey here looking at the radar.
As I said, there's a massive rain band moving towards the east, north of us. And the rain band continues south of Galston, so it's almost like splitting us here at Asquith. But again, that could come together any time. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Taylor will continue from the southern end for her third over as pushed nicely down to the gap between mid-wicket and long on. Just enough to let them get back for 2, 1 for 89. First ball of the 14th.
Sorry, guys, it is spitting a bit. Do Parramatta change their approach?
I think you need to keep going. As I said,
Do
particularly
they-
if Duckworth Lewis Stern comes into it.
Well, I'm saying, do they try and pick up the pace now?
I think they're going to do that no matter what, as that's, again, hit nicely down the ground. Goes back past the bowler, but well fielded again by McTaggart down at long on. Another 1 to the total.
Sorry, that wasn't great running. They've got to push that first one hard because any little fumble out in the outfield can turn into 2, but only if you run that first hard, and they had already resigned themselves to a single there, Parramatta.
But to be honest about changing their mindset, no, the batters are already in. you just keep going, and when you get to that last 5, then put your foot down.
Go again and more on strike and just nice forward defence there. Pushes it back to the bowler in a follow through. No run.
But back to the question you asked before, what you thought a pass score would be is if they get the 20 overs and they're only losing maybe 2 wickets, 150 to 160 is an absolute minimum now.
Well, more tries to get the run rate going, but maybe just kept a little bit low again. It has been doing that on this Asquith wicket. And misses everything, luckily for Parramatta. Taylor comes in again to Moore, and this one's uppishly played. Luckily, there's no one under the lid.
Well bowled again.
Yeah, Taylor's come on and bowled well.
That's one thing I've missed watching and calling all this cricket, that in the men's and women's, they don't actually have someone at the bat paddle silly short.
Well, again, just nicely played back down the ground. Bowled a good line and length here. I think the length has been the best thing. We've seen a lot of the pace bowlers bowl short, and it's just sat up for the batters to be able to hit. But 14 overs gone here at Asquith Oval. Parramatta 1 for 90. They're taking on the ND Rangers. Thanks for listening, whether you're listening on the Frog Box, on the Triple H Sports Stream, or the replay on Alive or Triple H 100.1 this afternoon.
Wiseman, just quickly, Parramatta are scoring at 6.43 per over after 14 overs.
So 20 overs, working on that, it's about 129, 130.
They'd be looking at 130, 140 at least. At least.
Yeah, they always said being 70 for no loss after 10 overs, you've at least got to double that. As Dingham will continue from the northern end, and this was just
what a shot
played. Get it wide of the fielder at long on. They'll come back for 2. It did sound nice off the bat,
sounded
didn't it?
so sweet off the middle of that bat. It's a bat brand I haven't seen before either.
I'll tell you, I play with a guy that's involved with this brand.
The next one again goes high in the air. Will the fielder get there? No, one bounce. Just couldn't get there in time. But they're starting to go aerial now here, Parramatta. I think they've started to realise 6 overs to go. 9 wickets in the shed. So Moore's now on strike and played away through the leg side. No one out at mid-wicket. The fielder from square leg will come around. And they'll pick up another 2 to the total. The way that this Asquith Oval is, there's big pockets down towards a wider mid-wicket, so that traditional mid-wicket sort of doesn't get as much coverage as you see at a lot of other grounds. Moore again is on strike. This one's up in the block hole. Well played out to the fielder at cover. No run. That's where the bowling needs to be, right up in the block hole. I said anything that's short, it'll just sit up for the batters. We've seen that before. Again, nicely bowled here from Dingham. He said backing up. A direct hit might have been close, but
definitely, guys, definitely.
I said just putting the batters under pressure. Good work though by the non-striker, knowing that need to get through.
Oh,
here we go.
Mad cat.
Meow. Oh, here we go. I don't know if we need to be doing that in the commentary box, but that's the rules now. I don't know if you saw it was.
It was a game in the World Cup.
Yeah, one of the New Zealanders was staying behind his crease when Ashwin was bowling. I thought a very good plan. Dingham last delivery of her over and right up again in the block hole. Can only be played back to her in a follow through. So 15 overs gone here at Asquith Oval. Parramatta 1 for 95. And to take us through the last 5 overs, Dave McDonald.
Thanks very much, the wise man. 1 for 95 off 15, so expected total. She'd be 130, guys, at least. If they go at 6.5 and over now, that'd 130. So really, you'd be wanting to look at 140 here.
You would have to be at the absolute minimum, because you have to remember then obviously DLS will definitely come in for this second innings, because it is still spinning in at the moment, but also
nothing that'll take the players off at
this moment. But it is becoming more constant, guys, and more consistent.
Yeah,
that's the only worry here. Although it doesn't look dark exactly where we are. And now we do have a change of bowling.
Yeah,
Jersey seven.
Sienna Eve is back from the same end, the Hornsby end.
But no, you think about it, obviously, when this innings finishes after 20 overs and it's still raining, the umpires then have to wait for the rain to stop. before they can
Exactly.
restart.
And that's where we start thinking about Mr. Duckworth and Mr. Lewis. Now, that's
And
nicely
And
played
Mr. Stern.
straight of mid-wicket, and it's beaten the fielder, and it's 4. Pell moving along nicely here. She's now 56 from 51.
She needs to be honest, she needs to be doing that David Warner type of innings and just anchor it.
Well, she's
Fine.
got to be there till the end now for
Yeah,
Parramatta. There's
exactly.
no question. And
They can all go from the other end.
that's right. She's tying the ball nicely. Eve again, left arm around the wicket, off the back foot. Pell wanted the one. It went straight to the player it covered.
Yeah, it's clear to him. She's looked the best of the fielders so far in that cover position. Seen a few go through the hands, but I said she's been pretty reliable there.
Eve again, past the umpire, floated, and it's whipped through the leg side down to deep mid-wicket. It'll be just a single as it's fielded.
Yeah, Kate McTaggart there.
On
It's,
McTaggart, yes.
Deep mid-wicket. She's been getting that arm, giving that arm a good workout, whether it's been out here at mid-wicket or at long on. As we just watch some of the equipment as the
we're just bringing
rain.
some-
Shane
back.
just bringing us all down here.
No, it's more just being safe so we don't get electrocuted.
What's a little bit of electrocution on for your Sunday morning?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I hope you heard that. The background guys leave bowls. Off the back foot. Through the covers. It's beaten the 2 fielders. Now it's racing to the boundary. They're not going to get there. It's another 4 for Parramatta. Claire Moore moves on to 10. Was that updated? Yes, it's on to 10. Parramatta now 1 for 104 off 16. 4 overs remaining here at Asquith Oval. And you're listening to Triple H 101. 100.1, sorry. Well, I was allowed to get yours wrong. You got mine wrong a couple of times.
Fine,
So
we'll get there. We'll get there.
of course, 100.1 and a live 90.5 FM, the home of Parramatta, Cumberland and the Hills.
And the voice that you did hear in the background just before is the Triple H station chairman and Mr. Stephen Holland, who's decided to grace us with his presence and come down and watch a little bit of cricket and have a bit of fun out here as well. So, but we do like to acknowledge the Triple H board for allowing us to do what we like to do, and that is to call sport.
Absolutely. Again, we're blessed what we're able to do around Sydney, guys, for our communities. Now, this rain is getting heavier. I'm starting to get concerned. Now, that's the first ball of the 17th over.
Yeah, Dingham in again.
Yeah, Dingham again, right arm over. That's a single to Pell.
Yeah, this is her final over.
But just looking from the umpire's point of view, even though it has been raining constantly for probably the last 3 or 4 overs,
They don't want to go off.
no, they haven't even had
Yeah.
that conversation between themselves to say, well, do we wait, do we not? So they're happy to play through it because they want to try and get a full 20 overs in.
Of course. It's floated and it's full and not taken advantage of by Moore. She picks the fielder
Yeah,
In-
Sienna Eve.
in Eve.
Said inside the circle there at mid-off, but Moore will be disappointed because I said a lot of, if she could have got it just to the left of her, nobody out here sweeping on the cover boundary.
No, that's right. We've got the 2 straight, long off and long on, mid-wicket and backward square on the fence. Everyone else in the ring. Moore off the back foot, straight to the fielder. Could be trouble. The throw's just a little high. They get through for the single.
Yeah, Abby Taylor there at cover just couldn't get the radar right.
But it's a good start to this over. We're right into the death here. Now, oh, that's a high. Is it going to be caught? No, it's going to be short, in fact. It's going to nearly brought rain. It actually stopped the rain, that one. Look.
It has.
It has literally.
That's all we needed. That's all we needed. One to go in
It
the air.
usually brings rain. It stopped the rain. That is amazing. But anyway, let's keep going. Parramatta, 107 for 1, 16.4 gone. Full and swatted along the ground straight to the fielder at mid-wicket. No run. That's bizarre.
That is bizarre. Literally, just as that ball went up in the air.
It just stopped.
It's just nothing.
Ding him again. Run him over. Full again. Nicely driven. Yeah. Oh, it's beaten the fielder. That's poor. They will get one. The fielder from long off has come around. They will go for two. The throw is just off to the right. A good throw. Would have seen Pell possibly in trouble. But that is the end of the 17th over. Parramatta 1 for 109. 3 overs remaining. Shane, 109. 3 overs remaining. What's your projected total?
We're still working on that 140, but we can just see that the Northern Districts coach has come out with just a couple of the rags for the players to obviously try and keep that ball dry as best they can. Obviously, keep the rags off the ground would be helpful.
Swinging them around and just drop them. But yeah, I think it's been a good fight back from the Rangers here in these last 6 overs or so. The bowling's been good. You would have expected Parramatta to really kick on from being none for 70 off 10.
Eve, left arm around the wicket from the southern end. It could be a wide. It is. It's well taken. Down the leg side.
Yeah, Kate Jackson's been keeping well. As said, she's not been helped by some of her fielders and their throws back in, but has been doing very well behind the stumps.
Free run. Past the umpire. It's a little flatter. It's swatted out towards mid-wicket. The fielder should get there. And it's straight into the hands of McTaggart, who returns it in, keeps it to 1.
Yeah, another good throw there, but as I said, they're getting lucky here. That's about the 3rd or 4th one now where it's been one bounce to the fielders out here on the boundary. But they do need to start getting these 4s again. As I said, they have dried up a little bit in recent overs.
That's it. It's 1 for 111. It's put it out to square leg for a single. She tried to get that fine, but not enough pace on it. And fielded by Abby Taylor.
Yeah, that's what it is. You got the bowling of Eve here that's just slowing it up. They've been, and I said, when they've had that pace on, they've been able to get it through the field and get it to the boundary. But pace off, it's just been hard.
It's been a really good second spell from Eve. Wrapped on the pad. They think about one. Jackson gets there quickly, prevents the single. Excellent over so far from Eve. Parramatta should be looking to get going here. Floated. Eve, full toss. Down the ground. Should be 1. They've misfielded. They've hesitated, Parramatta, but they have got through for the second.
Oh. I wouldn't say safely, because we're literally in line with the bowling, the stumps at the Sydney end of the ground, watching Claire Moore coming back, and that bounced only just after she put the bat down.
5th ball of the over. Oh, nice shot towards mid-wicket. Will it skip away? No, it's well fielded by McTaggart again. It'll be 2. Parramatta 1 for 116. The last ball of the 18th over. It's just 2 remaining. He comes in. It's flatter, shorter, tucked in to the fielder at backward point. There's no run. And that will be the end of the 18th over here at Asquith Oval. Parramatta, after 18 overs, are 1 for 116.
That's one of the weird things I'd be sitting there thinking about at the moment. The field's wet. It's been raining. So what does your fielder at cover do to change the over? I'll just roll the ball across the wet surface and just wet the ball just a little bit more.
Obviously not a bowler.
You would have to assume so, but it just seems a little bit weird that you'd be trying to keep it up off the ground. You've got the rags and towels out there trying to keep it dry, and then you sort of let the ball roll along the field for a good 20, 30 metres. So,
Sophie Shelley coming back.
Yeah, it is, yes. Well played, as we got a few more drops popping down.
Yeah, popping off the balcony awning here at Asquith Oval, just on the table. But Sophie Shelley bowled that.
Only the 1 over.
Yeah, bowled up front, 1 over, but coming back for the all-important 19th over.
So we've got Pell on 64 from 60. Moore is 14 from 19. And we've got 2 overs left in Parramatta's innings. That's short, didn't quite bounce. Oh, it's a misfield, backward square. They'll get through for 2. Should have just been the one. And this, guys, is the key part of the match here, I think, because if Parramatta can get away here in these last 2 overs.
Well, that's what it's about now, is that they've sort of used up a lot of their spin overs now. They've got to go back to the paces, and we saw what happened early doors, where they said with that low bounce and holding up in the wicket.
Pull towards mid-wicket on the fence, should be a single. Oh, another misfield. There we go, guys. Exactly what I'm talking about. That's 2 balls in a row. They should have conceded a single. And they've conceded 2 on both occasions. Parramatta 1 for 120. 4 balls remaining in the 19th over.
One thing you have to say is, we know we talk about the T20s being an 80-minute innings. To be honest, the Parramatta ladies and the non-list Rangers, they're going to have this done well inside of 70 minutes.
No complaints from us. Oh, smash down to long on. Oh, well fielded because it nearly skipped away from the fielder in the deep.
Good arm.
She's
as well.
recovered beautifully and saved a couple of runs.
I think that's Eliza Thompson down there. Hasn't been involved too much in the play, but big save here in the 19th. As I said, this is the over that everybody sort of, when you're a bowler, you don't want to bowl. It's where the batters really need to take advantage to if they want to put on a good total.
Right up over the wicket. Oh, she's gone towards long off. Long on will come around and pick it up inside the boundary, and they'll get 2. That's Thompson down there with a good arm.
Also, the fact is, if you are watching this by the frog box, you would have seen that Pell has actually slipped as she has gone to make contact with the ball. Gone for a skid for about a metre or 2 and still able to make decent contact on it and put it only a few foot short of the fence.
Wow. Maybe it's getting maybe just a little bit slippery around the square. 2 balls remaining in the 19th over. Short, pull towards mid-wicket in the air, but again it's going to be short of the fielder. And they'll get another single, another one to Pell. 1 for 124 now. With 7 balls remaining in the Parramatta innings. Pell 67 from 62, Moore 19 from 22.
I think the Rangers ladies are more willing to concede a single than they are to try and stop the 4, especially down at, as we would call it, cow corner with her.
Oh, 100% Shane. Like
if she comes in 10 metres, she takes that catch, but she's sitting on the fence and
you want to stop.
it.
You've got to stop runs. Full toss. Ooh. Not a no ball, straight to the fielder at backward square, who fumbles, and they get another 2. So I think, guys, the ball must be a little slippery at the moment. We've seen a couple of those in this over where it's sort of gone to hand and slipped out of the hand. 2 to Parramatta. That is the end of the 19th over. Parramatta 1 for 126. We have 6 legal deliveries remaining in the Parramatta innings. And who is going to bowl the last over, gentlemen?
Not sure. They said a lot of the Sienna Eves bowled out. Abby Taylor, Grace Dingham also bowled out. So
it's definitely not spin because Kate Jackson's taken the helmet off and she's going to put that
Will
behind
Shelley
her.
come back?
No, it looks like it's going to be Tara French who opened up from the northern end, being swung around to bowl over number 20. 2 overs, none for 10 off her first 2 in the power play. So again, it'll be important, I think. If can't bowl short, they said if not, Mr. Holland might have his catching skills tested. Mate, I got a return catch, and my left hand, I could barely feel it this morning. So
welcome to the club.
Yeah, so I said we've got the 2 cricketers here who can't catch, so we've got the chairman and the umpire might have to do the catching work for us, Macca.
All right, we are into the last over now. Pell's on strike for Parramatta. Which comes in and bowls. Driven through the covers. They'll get 1. They'll get 2. And it'll be 2 that they'll settle on.
It almost looks like the way they've set this field up is they're trying to have Pell hit to her offside, with them being in the ring, and on her leg side you pretty much got a deep backward square, cow corner, long on, long off.
So that field's been pretty consistent throughout.
Where they obviously know that her power is on the leg side, so obviously keep the offside to make it a bit harder for her to punch the fours through.
Just as you're saying that, Shane, we've got a player moving across from the leg side into an extra or cover, and the cover's sort of come around to a straight or a wide mid-off. Now that's wide.
Ooh, that's almost hit the helmet too.
It is not far from the helmet. It's going to be 5.
5 wide.
Oh, that is very costly.
That was almost 10 runs, that ball. Because obviously anyone that watches cricket, if the ball hits the helmet whilst it's placed on the field, it's 5 penalty runs to the swing.
Yeah, but now here's a question for you, Mr. Umpire. Does it then become a dead ball once it hits the helmet?
No, it's once the ball.
It's live.
The ball is live because it can still travel to the fence.
Yep, gotcha. Full. Just whipped in towards mid-wicket. They're pushing hard for 2, but again, McTaggart, she's done well out here on the mid-wicket fence since she finished her spell. She's definitely been busy.
Yeah, I think the ball becomes dead once it stops. I feel.
Yeah.
So if it hit the helmet and then sort of rolled away and stops, like if it took a right angle off the helmet and then stopped 5 meters away, it would be dead. But because it's
could be
still
9.
traveling,
Would that be right? How much? We'll come back to that. Short, pulled in behind square, but there's a fielder there, and it'll only be 1.
Yeah, Grace Diggum fielding well out here at a deep square leg.
Parramatta 1 for 135. 3 balls remaining in their innings here at Asquith Oval.
Now, the 140's still on, but you've got to feel with Pell on strike and the way she's been straining, she's got to at least get one of these balls away to the boundary.
Yeah, I think 140 would be a little bit better psychologically, of course. It's gone for the ramp shot. Missed it.
Yeah.
She's obviously clipped it, or it's clipped the body, because Umpire Patel, Umpire Tate has just gone, you know what? I'm not going to give you a wide. But yeah, that rule changed in 2017. It used to just be hit the helmet, and that's it.
Yep,
But
gotcha.
now it's play on till the ball stops.
Now, what's going to happen here? It's up in the air. It is down towards long on. They'll get 1. They've got to come back for 2, and they'll do so. A good throw. No, she was home more. Not a problem there. Parramatta 1 for 137. Last ball of the Parramatta innings here at Asquith Oval.
Minimum 2 runs you would expect. So gets finished on 139, defending 140. That way you know you've got a minimum 7 and over as a run rate to start.
Last ball, round the wicket. Full, and she's tried to play through the leg side. It's off the edge and ended up at backward square, and that will be a single and the end of the Parramatta innings. They have finished 1 for 138 off the 20 overs gone. And if we just get the totals, thank you, wise man. Kate Pell, fantastic innings from her. 73 not out from 67 balls.
6 balls.
Yep, and 108. Of course, the Kerr caught Dingham bowled Taylor for 31 of 31. Claire Moore finishes 22 not out from 24. Wise man, we can go to the bowlers for us.
Yeah, the Northern District bowlers there. Tara French finishing off that final over. She finishes 3 overs, none for 22. Sophie Shelley, just 2 overs for her, none for 16. Sienna Eve bowled well with her left arm spin, 4 overs, none for 23. Big Taggart only bowled the 1 over. It went for 13. In the power play, Madison McEwen, she bowled 2 overs, none for 25. Was a little bit expensive there. Early doors, just a little bit short, was able to be put away. Abby Taylor, best of the bowlers in my opinion, 4 overs. She took that 1 wicket as well for 15 runs. And Grace Diggum also bowled well, 4 overs, none for 22. So Dave, Shane, it's going to be an interesting chase here for the Rangers. We've got to hope this rain stays away. They can face that full 20 overs. But I think like last week where it came down to 2 runs, I think we're going to have another close one.
I agree. I think, again, this match is set up nicely again. Fingers crossed this rain's just going to hold off, so it's fair for both sides.
Well,
the umpy's praying as well. But, yeah, guys, listen, I think it's nicely set up here. Again, good batting conditions, fast outfield. It's simply now up to the Parramatta bowlers to keep Northern Districts tight.
Well, last week I sat there, you asked for my prediction with Kiwi Mick, how I thought the game would go. I thought we were going to a super over. To be honest, at the moment, if the Ranger ladies can get off to a good start, that super over is well and truly in play. It will be a close finish.
Oh, it certainly will, but we'll take a quick break here. on the Triple H Sports Stream, on Frogbox, and if you're listening later on Triple H 100.1 FM and on Alive 90.5, you are listening to our coverage of the Women's Premier Cricket First Grade T20 between the Rangers and Parramatta. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Found out during the week, apparently, so Mike, that's on our show, is doing. Apparently, he said, "Oh, I've been doing some stuff for Triple H, some news reports."
Mike Sheen, he does.
Mike Allen.
Oh, Mike Allen, my apologies.
Yeah. Mike Sheen's the mayor of Macarthur.
Yeah, there's too many Mikes.
Yeah, Mike's our local news.
Okay, so Mike's just moved up here to Barrera. Has he? I didn't even know. I didn't know. He's never.
So he worked.
Yeah,
He worked with Neil Ashworth, so that's where it started. He's been a member.
Also,
Now we just gifted him membership. Does that news for us.
also
I'm
there's-
not going to wait till
Mariners are coming back. Yes, welcome back here to Asquith Oval. If you're just tuning in, time for the second innings here. Northern District's coming out to bat. They're chasing Parramatta's 1 for 138 they made off their first 20 overs here. Umpires making their way out. Players just doing their last warming up. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Triple H on 100.1 FM, Alive 90.5's call of women's first grade Premier Cricket. The ND Rangers taking on Parramatta. You're listening live on the sports stream or on Frogbox as well. We're coming from a multiple of different places today. We thank everybody that helped make that possible for us. We hope you're enjoying the coverage. As I said, it's going to be a great chase here. We did last week. I said it came down to 2 runs. We're hoping again that it'll come down to very similar situation as well as the Parramatta side now making their way out. The 2 opening batters for the Rangers also making their way out to the crease. As I said, it's going to be a very interesting chase. You're listening to the wise man Matt Mears, the Hat Rack Shane Evans, and Alive 90.5 Dave McDonald is here as well.
Here he comes.
Shh. As Grace Digham and Claire Webber opening up here for the Rangers. Gotta love live and local sport here on community radio. As we all get into position here.
Macca must be struggling. He's gone from having some water to some
the up and go.
To an up and go liquid breakfast.
Mate,
this morning.
I've only
us
had
athletes that are playing on Sunday, playing on Saturday, calling on Sunday. You got to do whatever you need to do to get through these Sunday calls.
No. Well, listen, coffee's not enough.
Have you seen the can of Red Bull?
No, I don't drink Red Bull. No, I have coffees. But guys, listen, went for a little bit of a walk out on the outfield. It's definitely slippery out there. It's not going to be as easy for Parramatta as would have hoped. It's going to be some tough work in the field for them.
Certainly, as Alex Mavros will take first over here from the southern end of Asquith Oval. Said Webber on strike for the Rangers. Power play conditions here. Both fielders back at third man and fine leg respectively. Everybody else up in this side the circle. This one down the leg side. Big appeal trying to throw off the umpire. But called wide there. ND Rangers off the mark.
One of the few things that you're not going to be able to do with umpire Rod Tate is to throw him off. He's already had over 100 first grade matches in both men's and women's Premier Cricket.
I don't think it's going to stop the fielders trying as this one's just played onto the onside. But good fielding there from Zoe Murdoch at square leg. Charges in on that one. I think that's Macca. They're going to have to do a lot of that is make sure they're right up in the face of the batters. We saw a lot of just singles and easy ones from misfields in the power play. Parramatta, if they want to defend this total, they need to be on the ball there and not let through those easy singles.
That's right. We've got to get right down to the ball with these slippery conditions.
Next delivery outside off stump left.
Another wide.
Another wide. Just trouble finding a radar. Maybe the ball's still a little bit wet. They said we did get some rain in the first innings, but it's holding off for now. We'll get Macca Bailey on the old radar. Hopefully we'll for the next 80 minutes or so, even though we were very quickly through that first lot of 20 overs, I think about 70 minutes. It was a great effort from both parties as this one's on the just played back hard hands. It was in the air for a while. But luckily for the Rangers, just not near any waiting hands from the Parramatta fielders.
Once again, a huge thank you to Cricket New South Wales for giving us the opportunity to be able to do this, but also if you want to see the vision of this game, head over to My Cricket and look for the Northern District Rangers frog box.
So that one's played through the onside, goes through the fielder there at square leg. It's rolling on this wet outfield.
That's 4.
But it is 4 onto the covers. Oh, hopefully not too much water on the covers there. They're just outside the boundary. But it was a nice shot there. Probably could have been
I think
fielded.
should have been. I think in that case it was straight to the fielder.
Yeah, but
just didn't get what I just said before, guys. Getting right down. Just didn't get right down. Just snuck through the little gap there. I said they're the little things that can make the difference.
Sometimes you just got to wear them on the leg or whatever if you can't get the hands down in time. But I said we saw that fielding be costly for the Rangers in the first innings. As this one again is just outside off stump, but played into the onside cover point.
It's a much better line and length there.
At least we can sit there and say that the ground, okay, fair enough, it's had a little bit of moisture on it over the last 30 minutes or so, but you saw how true that ball still run with not a real lot of force behind it and was able to easily make it to the fence. So it's not affecting the surface too much.
Coming along on, can't bowl it short. We saw what happened in the first innings as that one's nicely played down to fine leg. Fielder has to come around. They'll look for 2. I said it's not a strong throw, so Webber's able to get back for the second. I said just I think if you're out on the boundary today, particularly in this power play, if you can beat that field, you're going to have a big chase because I said big boundaries here at Asquith, but good running from the Rangers. I don't think we saw enough of that from Parramatta as well. Said coming in final delivery here, and this one's played in the onside, but well
beautiful
fielded.
fielding trouble.
They said had to go the mark ball backhand flick towards the stumps. I don't think anybody was predicting that Sophie Vaughan was going to get to that one, but it was a great piece of fielding. They still got through for the single, and after 1 over here at Asquith, the Rangers chasing 139 for victory, none for 9.
The one thing also, we obviously with the rain round before, the 2 scorers up behind us would have had the DLS schedules being sorted out for both sides, just in case it does happen to rain.
We're not going. We're not going down that path, Shane.
No, I know.
We're not going to need it. It's just going to stay nicely.
I hope we don't, but I do know that it has been printed, ready for the teams. If God forbid that we actually need to have that schedule to be used for the game.
Yeah.
But at the moment, with the rain hanging away from us, more than happy to see it be decided on the field, not by a set of calculations.
I think if we'd been playing in the afternoon, we might have been in a lot more trouble as
Bold!
First delivery from the northern end is bowled. What a delivery. It's probably kept a little bit low like we've seen in the first innings, but it's come straight back onto the stumps, and that's Zoya Takar, the opening batter, also opening the bowling, and Claire Webber gone for 7.
I said it's hit the top of off stump. It's a wonderful delivery. That's exactly where you've got to be. And Dignam, unfortunate. Oh, it's Webber, actually, out for 7. Dignam hasn't faced the ball yet.
The only problem you need to be worrying about with those balls when they hit the tops of stumps and bails, very good chance you may see one of the bails is missing one of the little holdings at the end of it to allow for it. I know I had that experience yesterday in my game of cricket where I had to replace 2 bails, where the inside one was broken once and then the outside was broken on that replacement bail. So it can be a bit
Did you know Shane Evans is an umpire? It's something we're still mystified about here on Triple H.
I have had the great fortune of have him officiate some matches I have played in, so yes.
I'm lucky.
And indoor cricket too.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I have an in the MWCA, so I make sure you try and keep him away. But it's all right. But Kate McTaggart is the new batter here for the Rangers, coming out at number 3. I said, but a wonderful start here for Parramatta.
Especially after that first over, going for 9. That's right back in it for them.
I said that's what helps you. You can find your radar first ball. Comes in again from the northern end and just played in the onside. They'll look for one, but they're rushing in very well there on that onside. Dot ball, 1 for 9 here in the second over.
I just can't work out why Mearsey always seems to have this issue with umpires. We know he has his love-hate relationship with cricket, unless he's in England.
I love it. It hates me. But, yeah, unless it's England. Coming in again. Taggart just pushes it again on the onside, but well fielded by the fielder there in Zoe Murdoch, doing square leg to square leg. But yes, unless it's England, cricket hates me. I love it. I don't know why, but in England it seems to love me, so that's why I spend all my money. Keep going there.
No, I have had the pleasure of umpiring Macca in indoor and outdoor cricket over the years, and
always well behaved when you umpire.
Don't want to be reported as this one's played off the open face. They'll look for 2.
Step on the ball.
Yeah, I said don't use those feet as Molly Godsell keeps that to 1.
It's not a problem really when you're playing on the synthetic, because obviously you're not wearing spikes, but obviously on turf you're wearing the spikes so your feet can get a bit more grip, and we have seen a few times where balls are having to be replaced with spike marks running through them. So
that aside, guys, it's a good way to break your ankle.
True, very true.
I saw that in pre-season training once as, again, just nicely played off the open face by Dingham, but well fielded down there by shirt number 19, which I don't have. But as I said, good piece of fielding there. Another 1 to the total. That sees Dingham get off the mark off her first delivery. 1 for 11 here, 1 ball left in the second.
We did have the same issue last week. Obviously, some of them will wear a short sleeve shirt when they're batting and change to a long sleeve when they're fielding. That's probably what has happened.
As this one again, just by McTaggart, nicely just under the rib cage there. But fielders coming from everywhere.
It's been an excellent start this over, and that's
what's that? Great
the
over
end
there.
of the over.
That is the end of the over. Just 2 runs off it. Good start there from Takar. 1 for 2 off her first over. 1 for 11 here off 2.
Falling behind the run rate already. Obviously starting at just a tick under 7 runs and over for the start of the innings, and dropping to just on 5.5. But obviously it's only very early opportunities in the innings, and they will build from that.
Guys, if I could just jump in and provide an update. One of our clubs at Alive 90.5 in the Sydney Shires competition, Northwest Sydney, not playing at the moment. Playing Strathfield at Cambridge Oval, Rouse Hill. None for 4. 4 balls bowled before the rain came, and they haven't got back on yet.
Well, this first ball of the new over there, it was hit hard by Dingham, and there was shouts to catch it, but lucky for the Rangers, it found ground before it found any hands. But that's some live scores there. If you're listening live here on the Triple H Sports Stream or on Frogbox, it is a replay here on Triple H 100.1 FM and Alive 90.5 in the afternoon as Dingham goes hard at it. There is a fielder at third man. Will he be able to get across? No. Great 4 there. We saw that in the first innings. If it's just a bit too short, it sits up nicely. And Dingham was able to put that one away for the boundary for 4.
And she had more than enough width to play with then, should I say, and hit it beautifully. Just got to tighten the line up here at this end.
It's the only problem when you're an opening bowler. You get shoved down at third man or fine leg, and then you're having to make those 20, 30-metre sprints and only just to fall short catching it. So
coming in again a little bit short, but hitter kept low.
That's hurt.
That has hurt. It was short of a length, but as I said, we've been seeing the ball keep low here on this Asquith wicket. It's probably just gone in that inner thigh.
Oh, it's hit you in a place you don't want to be hit there.
I said I think it's just missed the thigh pad. I said at this level they usually have the outer and the inner thigh pad, but when they miss, it hurts.
Well, obviously all of us males, we know what it's like to be hit in that place that we don't want to be hit. But yeah, it looks like it's just missed all the padding there for the batter, and yeah.
Well, let's see what the reply is after being hit.
So it tries to get it down the leg side. Not called wide.
Might have just flicked the thigh pad there.
She's hit it, or it's collected something on the way through, because you did hear that real thuddy noise going through, but also great stop by the keeper too. So
Yeah.
I'd like to bring up a keeping issue at the end of the over, gentlemen, and
Yeah,
get your
you did
thoughts.
you did mention
Yeah, I
that.
know.
We
I've got
didn't
a
get to it.
real bugbear about this.
Oh, here we go as Dingham tries to get it off the open face. A couple of muffled appeals, but I think didn't take anything going through to the keeper.
I'm just trying to work out whether it's going to be something like the Sarah Taylor issue with the type of leg guards that you're wearing, or...
It's absolutely about leg guards.
Okay,
Oh, here
then.
we go.
Okay, we have some fun then. But let's get to in the over first.
Yeah, one delivery left here in the third over. 1 for 15, the Rangers. Chasing 139 for victory as Dingham smashes it into the offside, but well fielded.
Oh, nasty
cover.
bounce for the keeper.
I can tell you, the keepers have had a tough task of it here with some of these throws back in, but that's 3 overs gone. 1 for 15.
Guy,
Yeah,
Shane, I'll let Shane
can go with the issue.
I think we might have a pronunciation issue, but my issue is a lot of young kids that I'm playing with these days refuse to wear any leg guards, pads, either shin pads or whatever.
Yeah.
Unless you're that good, you should have some sort of protection. Because I can see we got under leg guards, but playing with guys that just don't wear any pads.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, particularly keeping up to the stumps.
Particularly on the wickets you've got on at the moment, that the bounce is up and down. Got to get everything behind it.
They said continuing here again from the northern end. Nicely played into the leg side. They'll look for 2. And they'll get back there comfortably. Shane, do we have a mispronunciation?
Actually, it's for the batsman, the batswoman that's out there at the moment. It's Grace Dignam.
Dignam?
Yeah.
Dignam.
Yes.
Okay, not
So
Dignam.
I think it's well, that was putting the N
not-
before the G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're
Ding.
pronouncing it as Dingham.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
is
Grace's
Dingham.
family, we apologise.
Yes.
Fix that up for you.
As I said, we hope we call the Ranger women more. We'll get those pronunciations more as we continue calling them in future weeks, hopefully. As next one from McTaggart will be another dot ball to the total. 1 for 17 here in the 4th over.
So I'm going to, because obviously I didn't hear the conversation, I'm assuming that Macca's got an issue with some of the keepers wearing the hockey-style shin guards.
No.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. The young keepers not wearing any pads at all.
It's another good delivery here. Just played in the offside, no run. But yeah, not wearing anything at all.
That's...
It's a T. Again, I think it's come in from T20, but
No,
But I think the young kids see that they don't have traditional pads on, not knowing that they'll have a baseball or
it's literally
a shin guard.
it's a hockey shin guard that most of Sarah Taylor wears, specifically moulded to her legs.
Yeah, but I don't think the kids see that and just think that they're too tough. As this one again just played off the outside open face, down towards third man. They'll look for 2, but nicely done there by the fielder. Cuts off that second run. 1 for 18 here in the 4th.
As we can see, the Parramatta keeper here at the moment, she does have the traditional style wicket keeping pads on as well. But yeah, Sarah Taylor and a few of the women's Big Bash teams will wear either a hockey or almost a baseball style catcher's leggings as well, because that way you can sit naturally under the gear, and that way you don't have to have things flapping in front, which makes it a little bit more comfortable. But
yeah, I think as well with the coloured clothing here in the T20 and the one dayers, with not having coloured pads, they like to,
absolutely key.
They want to have it underneath. Not like the guy yesterday we had in third grade park that wore his Manly rep blue pads out to bat while everyone was wearing white pads.
That's very park cricket.
As next delivery here, nicely played into the offside. Good forward defence. But then it wasn't like they were blue pair of pads. They're the covers that go over. So they could easily be removed.
So he's wearing the clads and he didn't want to take them off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's terrible.
also, guys, I know
Well, he did get fired for a duck and did sulk in the car for
Was
the
it
rest of
Evans
the
that
day.
fired him?
No umpires in third grade
But I
at
can,
the moment.
unfortunately, can tell you it has started to rain again here at Ascot Oval as well.
Hopefully it's only a light one. As nicely played down to fine leg. Another single to the total. They look for 2. No misfield this time.
We'll get Macca Bailey onto the bomb for us to see how it's going at the moment.
Sorry,
And
guys,
I'm assuming it's going to look pretty bad.
This time I think we're in trouble.
Well, we're still out there now. There's the umbrellas do go up. 1 for 19 off 4.
So this band's just starting to come through us, and it extends all the way out past North Richmond and Currajong. So, and if we're just looking out towards the west,
We are.
it's closing in a lot. Like, again, it's very consistent sky. I think
It is light, though. It's not heavy. So
that's
light cloud, not big, dark, heavy cloud. So hopefully for us here, it will maybe just, if it does continue raining, it will just stay this light participation.
Shane, can I just get confirmation in this competition, the minimum overs to constitute a match is 5?
Yep.
Okay, so let's keep an eye on that one, guys.
Yeah, well, this is over number 5 here with Zoe Murdoch, her first delivery. Goes through to the keeper, no run.
So if you looked on it at the moment, okay, so they've lost a wicket. The run rate originally at the start was just under 7, so 5/7 to 35, adding a wicket. I'd say probably DLS looking around at 37 to 38 runs as a minimum.
So way off the mark here, the Rangers, as it smashed
Oh,
down the ground,
shots.
trying to build this run rate. I think no fair play to that one. It was absolutely out of the middle of the bat to drop that one. They do pick up another single to the total, the Rangers. But I think they're going to need a few more shots like that, but actually get to the boundary if they want to catch up to DLS.
And this is the hard part about rain and DLS in a T20. It's yes, you've got to get ahead of the run rate. A couple of wickets, though. Why going for it? And that rate goes up significantly.
And the Rangers want to stay out here as long as possible as Taggart just gets the underneath edge, but it goes straight through to the keeper.
Good save again.
The keeping has been really well from both keepers here today, but I think they've not been helped by some of the throws coming in from their fielders.
The one thing you have to note, also look at is the two umpires have not even made eye contact in regards to even thinking about coming off in either rain spell, which is really good by them as well because they want this to be resolved on the field.
Next delivery swung, a bit of a waft of the bat outside off stump.
Much better line and length.
But as you said, Matt, it's not heavy. Even if this was park cricket, you'd stay on it and just keep playing.
Yeah.
It's only very misty rain, almost like get your hose, squeeze it, and then let the water come through. And that's all it's doing here at the moment. It's just enough to be annoying, but it's not enough that...
Well, similar to what it was in Parramatta's innings,
Yeah.
but if it gets heavier...
Watch out, as this one looks like it might be called wide. It is. Taggart tried to go out there to catch up to it, but just couldn't.
And if anyone was here last year when yourself, myself, Kiwi and Georgia were out here calling the game with the ND Rangers, that was heavy rain where we got through about 8 overs and then it bucketed for 10 minutes, flooded the field and we were shaking hands and going home. We do not want that today.
No, we do not, as this one
Uppish.
does. Yeah, if there was a gully fielder, it would have gone straight down her throat, but luckily not for McTaggart. They'll pick up another single. 1 for 22, as I now feeling the rain on my leg. But yeah, the antics of one Mr. A. Caruso on that day was quite entertaining, of trying to cover the equipment. As this rain is starting to come a little bit heavier, I wish he was here now to cover up the equipment. We might have to do that in a minute. Again, outside off stump. Again, called wide.
A few wides here from Parramatta in the first 5. It's got to get it back on target. I must say, is there ever a time where there's not entertainment when that man is around?
I don't know if he's...
Whether
but
it be
it's
good
not-
or bad?
Yeah, but it's not him trying.
Depends if he's bowling to you or not.
Oh, here we go. But it's not him trying. It's just whatever he does just entertains. Oh, as Shane Evans drops his microphone, and that's right up in the block hole. Well kept out there, but that is the end of 5 overs, so we will have a result if this rain continues. But the Rangers 1 for 23, and for the next 5 overs, if we stay out there, Dave McDonald.
Thank you very much, wise man. Yeah, guys, I think we are starting to look like we might be in trouble. Just got a message. G'day, Brett Collison. I can confirm it is Kate Pell keeping for Parramatta, and she batted.
Yeah.
Evan says hello, Colo, but funny enough, I saw Colo last weekend. He was captaining Bankstown 5th grade. Yeah, they were playing next door to us. And the covers are coming on, but not onto the field. They're coming onto the commentary box.
Apologies as the effects mic gets covered by the causing some ruffles. As big appeal and
Out.
gone.
First ball of my spell here, and it's another wicket. Caught on the crease. Umpire puts the hand up. And Northern Districts lose another wicket, which again could be costly under DL. But very well bowled yet again. I think that was it Thakur again, 2.1 overs.
2 for 6.
2 for 6, yes. Bit hard now under the covers, but very handy for Parramatta, that wicket. And again, we're just starting to worry here. This rain is just starting to become more consistent and slightly heavier.
Yeah, we are staying out there, thankfully. But yeah, as I said, we have to make the appropriate so we don't get electrocuted here. We are nicely sort of under the awning here, but I said I think the wind's just coming across just to make it annoying for us as well. But as I said, I think it is just lightening up again, thankfully. And the players will stay on the field.
Now, I'll tell you, I'm going to try and bring up DL and see if we can have a live read on where Northern Districts need to be at.
We can tell you guys that we will have a DLS schedule for you in the next couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the scorers to go and print one off for us.
Excellent. Madison McGuigan is the new batsman. She faces Thakur, who's bowling brilliantly. Beaten outside the off stump. Everyone goes up. No touch. Well, it's been a great opening spell. You can hear the...
Yeah, we'll just turn that effects mic off.
Yeah,
otherwise, they'll just be hearing the.
You'll be hearing rain.
The rain on the. Well, you can hear the rain on the. It's not crackle. It's the rain on the tarp covering the equipment at the moment.
No, that's what I mean.
Well fielded there at. What do you call that? A third slip almost.
Yeah, well, so
It's
we saw a few go through that area in the Parramatta innings, but when you got your tail up. Have those fielders in.
Yeah. I'll just back to our mate Brett Collison. He's just informed me that his young boy, his girlfriend, has started for Parramatta today. That's a new fact that I just learnt. Oh, that's hit. We don't want to be hit again, but this is great bowling from Thakur. He's bowling very good line and length. He's not given much width whatsoever.
But no, Brett Collison's been one of the mainstays in Liverpool, or the Liverpool indoor cricket set up for a good 10, 15 years. And seeing Riley coming through the system and being graded at Bankstown. Well done to Riley.
He's just 14.
I think it'd be very safe to say that Brett is a very proud dad of Riley. We've seen him score some big runs back in the Fairfield Liverpool junior competition, obviously with his club Green Valley.
He got
148 or something
last
weeks ago.
Last weekend I think it was 174 not.
174, wow.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fairly decent score. We know Riley's always been a good batter, but yeah, it's good to see him playing up in the grade as well.
Thakur bowls again, nice and solid from her. McGuigan plays back down the pitch to the bowler. That is the end of the 6th over. Northern Districts 2 for 23. They require 139 from the full 20 overs to win.
It looks like they're getting possibly ready for covers here. Having the umpire Mattisall just asking for a couple of guys just to be ready.
Guys, if we just look towards the valley west and the top of the tree lines there again, it's very consistent, this cloud cover, and it's definitely a lot lower and closing in. So fingers crossed.
So we do thank our technical director, Mr. Russell, for the tarp that we are using right now. They said it is doing the job very well.
And again,
actually, I can tell you, it's actually not for the covers. It's actually so the umpires and players can actually have a copy of the DLS, as we can see the score for Northern Districts is currently madly printing them off. So when they do their copies for them, we'll get one as well. As we see a lovely glide down through the first and second slip down to the fence down there. Also with the batswoman slipping as she was trying to turn for a second there, but nicely played there.
Too much wit from Murdoch. That's a beautiful timed shot. Very fine. The Thakur's down there on the fence at third man, but she's reasonably wide. Oh, it's not very fine. That was played very fine, and again just raced away.
Yeah, that would have been straight to first slip had there been one in. So, yeah, you've got to cover a lot of territory down there at third man.
2 for 27, Northern Districts. Very well bowled up in the block hole. It's well dug out, though, just out towards the covers, and they will sneak a single.
Once again, if you are listening to us, thank you very much for joining us either on the live call of this on the Triple H Sports stream or on Frogbox. Thanks to our friends at Northern District Rangers. Also, Cricket New South Wales, thank you very much for allowing us to do it. Or if you're listening to the replay on 100.1 FM or a live 90.5, hopefully you're enjoying the call.
I'll tell you who you should be thanking in a moment. Now, that looks like it's wide. It's very short and wide from Murdoch, and that's another wide. So that's the 5th wide from Parramatta.
Yeah, it's her third wide in 8 deliveries, or 8 legal deliveries. So
that's it. Now, Shane Evans, shouldn't you be thanking somebody else today?
Yes.
No, I will do that at the end of the over. I know what you're referring to, yes.
That's try to play off the back foot. It's beaten the outside edge and straight through to the keeper in Pell. And we're probably going to have to move.
I hope not. Well, there could be covers
no, the big
there,
covers.
but they might just need
the Hessian and the single cover. Oh, sawdust. No. That's all right. God, we could have been
in big trouble. I said we are calling in the sort of cover driveway here.
Murdoch bowls another outside edge down to Thakur at third man. Be just one. Northern Districts 2 for 30.
Luckily enough, at the moment, the rain's almost gone back to stopping again. Just a couple of drops here and there, but we can do that. But
yeah, hopefully in a minute we'll be able to take it down and we'll just have it in position ready.
Some fine holding from you two gentlemen.
We're good for something.
Murdoch in again. Past the umpire. Right arm over. Again, bit of width outside off stump. A little bit fuller. Now, they do sneak a single. 2 for 31 now. Dignam is 13. McGuigan is 1.
I said it is nice to know that, yeah, we're feeling the rain by putting our arm out. We got all the technology on our phones. It's like at the F1s where they have them all sitting on the pit wall with all the big radars up, and they'll just put the hand out. That's how we're doing our work here as well.
Murdoch again. That's nice and full. Off the inside edge. No inside edge as it was directly off the pad. There'll be a single there. End of the 7th over. Northern Districts 2 for 32 at the end of the 7th, Shane Evans.
No, well, I know you guys have been ribbing me about this for the last couple of overs off here, but if I'm able to, a huge shout out to my lovely wife of now 7 years, Megan, who's currently relaxing at home, breakfast in bed, pre-ordered for her. So let's see, being 11 years, she's probably just waking up and having it delivered to her, thanks to our friends out at Uber Eats. So
she's you know what she's thinking? Well, I couldn't think of a better day for my anniversary than Shane going to commentate the cricket.
To be honest, you're correct.
No, I'm not.
Get him out of the house. Get him away.
No, but she's going to do day spa and that later on today, and that's what she wanted. So more than happy to accommodate for her. So
mate, well played, sir, and congratulations to you both.
But yeah, 7 years. Who would have thought?
You know his venue location for his wedding.
Oh yes, I know. I've seen it all, mate. Don't you worry. Now, are you going to do a Caruso and handling membership back in?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I've heard all about it. Don't worry. That's all. Yeah.
I've paid mine. I'm supporting. Caruso just wants to get on the next affection thinger.
I'm more than happy with the way that the club is running. I have, obviously, Donnie Singh is a close friend of mine and yours, Matt, obviously, for your time at the club. and had a discussion.
If I'm not getting him in trouble.
No.
Now we've got to, sorry guys to jump in.
Yeah.
Change of bowler,
Jersey number 6.
and you're
I've got the
That's
team
right.
list. I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
unless I can beat you to it. So Parramatta going to spin. It's Izzy's bowling.
Oi, and no ball to
full
start.
bunger to start and gets away with it.
No, hasn't got away with
No,
it.
it's a full bunger and it should be a
Well,
first warning too.
it's a no ball. When I say get away with it, the ball was hit straight to the player at mid wicket,
Oh, the additional runs, yes.
but it will be a free hit. Izzy coming into bowl. Her leg spin right arm over the wicket. Oh, well bowled.
It's a free hit though.
And because she didn't take that extra step, she cannot be classed as run out.
That's right.
But we also can tell you we now have a copy of the DLS schedule in our hands. Thank you to the
Thank you,
scorers
Northern
here.
Districts. We'll get that update in a
Yeah,
minute.
Of course.
We always thank for the great that they provide.
Oh, run out chance here, but they've got home.
So just remind me, what over are we currently in?
So 7.2 overs gone.
So in the eighth
2 for 34 is the current score. So what should be the par for?
So 2 wickets down at the end of the 8th over. We should be at 51 plus 1. So 51 to tie, 52 to be in front.
Okay.
If the Evans were to open, let's hope they don't, and we get through the rest of these overs.
Bowls flat, and it's punched out to the player at deep cover. They won't think about two. Magliolio is bowling with the hat on.
To be honest, I think some of the ladies actually prefer to be bowling with the hat on because, as we can see, a fair few have the real long hair, and obviously the hat does really well to keep it in place.
Well, again, full toss, hit behind square,
Oh.
and it's a player down there on 45 at the fence, so it'll only be a single. Northern Districts now 2 for 36.
We can also see that umpire Tate, who's currently at square leg at the moment, using the hands and pushing, say, like that's just fallen below the waistline, so obviously not needing to call no ball for height.
Well, again, not easy for a leg spinner under these conditions. Once again, short, beats the player at short cover. This could go all the way. Oh, wonderful bit of fielding to save one now, or at least two there, because they've prevented the third run, and that's great fielding in the deep. Northern Districts 2 for 38, and again, we'll get that comparison again after this over and see where Northern Districts are at.
I'm thinking that top hole may have to come back up again, Matt. It is just starting to...
Murphy's Law, as soon as you pull it down,
Yeah,
it starts
starts
running.
again.
Coming
Can
up
someone
again.
hit the ball high in the air again, please? Last ball of the 8th over. That's flighted, driven to the player at mid-off, and they take a single and they get there safely. Which brings us to the end of the 8th over. Northern Districts 2 for 39. They are chasing 139 for victory here at Asquith Oval. And you're listening to Triple H 100.1 FM, Alive 90.5 FM. And we're also live here on Frogbox and on the Triple H stream.
Okay, so we're now... So that was for the end of 8 overs. For 9 overs, 2 wickets down. Northern Districts need to be 57
So they
or
need.
more.
So now they
So-
need to be 48. Is that correct?
No, because how it works on here, they tell us what the score is to be even.
Okay,
so you take the score that's on here.
so what do they
plus
need to
one.
be now to be ahead? 49.
So for 9 overs,
2 wickets down.
they have to be 56.
Okay.
So 56 to tie, 57 to be in front.
So they're 18 behind.
Yes. The couple of real short, real small run scoring overs previously
And of course,
have been an issue, and hopefully they'll make that up.
now, again, we're just... First ball of the 8th over is a dot. We've got a...
Big bag of sawdust coming out right next to us at the moment, which is very, very good to see.
Yeah.
So
Now, a change of bowler here, guys. It's the Parramatta's captain, Sophie Vaughan. Right arm over the wicket past the umpire, full. driven to the player at mid-on. They'll scamper for a single. And that's, again, just falling into Parramatta's hands here. As this rain does start to get heavier again.
This is probably that bit of rain that you were discussing earlier, saying that we could be in a spot of bother around 1 o'clock. It's just come about an hour early.
Yes. Now, it's off the back foot to point. There could be a run-out chance of a direct hit. Oh, she did not slide the bat. That could have been very close had it been a direct hit. But another single to Northern Districts.
Well, we can see the two umpires are watching out
Yeah,
here for the sideline for the sawdust bit. That's what they're looking for firstly, but they're still not coming together to go off discussion, which is good.
Vaughan comes in. It's straight to the player at mid-wicket. We'll field it again. And it prevents the single, so very tight. This is a handy over so far from the skipper. Just 2 runs from 4 balls here for Vaughan. And this is just what the doctor ordered for Parramatta. No question. Vaughan again. Very tight. Now, confusion, but it's just spilled through the hands because it really is starting to come down now, guys. Sorry to put the dampener on it, but...
Don't worry, no pun intended.
It wasn't even intentional. 2 for 42, 8.5 overs gone. Sophie Vaughan from the southern end. Appeal for leg before, just going down the leg, says the umpire. They'll scramble through for a leg by, and that'll take the score to 2 for 43 at the end of the 9th over. And
still no
I can tell you
for the umpires, which is good.
That's right. The batsman not out at the moment. Grace Dignam, 19 from 22. Maddie Maguire, 4 from 14. So far, the bowling figures for Parramatta. Mavros, 2 overs, none for 13. Thakua, 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 6. Murdoch, 2 overs for 12. Malgioglio, 1 over for 7. Vaughan, 1 over for 3. And guys, as we speak, it just keeps coming harder.
It may be, but as I said, the 2 umpires in Battersill and Tate are doing their best to get this result on the field. Obviously, we do have DLS available, but they would prefer if the result was to be done, run and won on the field.
Well, to be honest, Shane, if they go off, I think they'll struggle to come back.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. They're going to just keep it going as long as possible.
The DLS at the moment for the end of 10 overs, Northern Districts need to be 63.
So a little bit behind the 8 ball. This comes in straight back past the bowler, no run.
They need to score 20 runs this over to get in front.
That's it. 2 for 43 off 9.1. And of course, the total they're chasing in 20 overs is 139 here at Asquith Oval. And those ducks that we saw earlier, well, they'd be loving life at the moment. It's well bowled, off the edge, nicely flighted, a little bit of turn.
And there's no one down there either.
And it's going to be 4. That's bad luck there for Parramatta.
But if you're an ND supporter or fan, you'd be loving it at the moment because that's 4 runs to get you closer to meeting up that Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method at the moment. As we said, they needed 20 runs at the start of the over. There's 4 of them just to be able to get in front. But, yeah, this rain looks like it has set in. So
yeah, you can hear, we're even turning the effects mic off, you can hear it battering down against our tarp and the surrounds here at Asquith Oval. But good work for the umpires. Keep him out there as long as possible.
That's it. Bowled. Full hit on the pad. Full toss. It's given out. Straight in front. Parramatta strike. And that is very hurtful for Northern Districts. Oh, that's costly. And we'll go to Shane in a moment for what the update will be for the Duckworth-Lewis. But the umpires will obviously coming together in the middle of a wicket.
I can tell you the Duckworth-Lewis will increase by 5. It will now be 67
There we
that
go.
needs to be for the end of this current over that they're in.
So McGuigan out for 8 of 17 balls. Abby Taylor is the new batsman heading to the crease. And Parramatta have just, I'd say, probably advantage Parramatta at the moment. I said wickets in DL are so key.
I can tell you the two umpires are actually having a real discussion.
Well,
whilst they're waiting for Abby Taylor to move to the middle to look at the sky and say, well, what's happening? And you can see the captain's also asking the question from Parramatta.
It's totally closed in, guys. There's no question that that band I was talking about earlier has come across. Let's have a look at the latest.
So we can see that the...
Oh, and it's, listen, it's big. It's still extending all the way past North Richmond. And there's a little bit in this one, and we're certainly not missing it. So, as you said, Shane, I think it's a matter of keeping going as long as possible, because once we come off, that'll be the show.
Yeah, we'll shake hands, and then it will be worked out on the DLS method, which isn't the way you want it to be, but obviously at times when rain affects it, you don't have a choice, and you have to use that method.
Well, it means Sunday Sports Roundup on a live 90.5 will fit the whole game in within the 3 hours, nice and easily. That's no problem whatsoever. Now, Taylor is left-handed and beaten outside the off-stump first ball. Oh, this is a good over from Izzy.
This could be interesting, obviously having the right-left combination as well, because all your fielders are going to have to be constantly moving as well. But we do know Abby Taylor can hit a long ball when she wants to, so...
Beaten again. Great bowling. This has been a great comeback over. And hello to Beck if you're watching. Izzy's mum and JP, her brother. I'm sure it's pouring up there where you guys are up there at Bowen Mountain. Last ball, the over. Caught behind appeal. Not out, says the umpire. And that's an excellent over. Let's put Parramatta right in the box seat here. After 10 overs, Northern Districts are 3 for 47. And it's time for the wise man to take the reins.
Yeah, well, we will keep going here. As I said, umpires, again, not speaking to each other through the break there. So, I said it is getting a little bit heavier, but not enough for the umpires to take us off. As it keeps swinging in, and as I said, it keeps, I don't know, it seems to be getting a bit heavier here. I think we're getting a change at the southern end.
Or unless, I think it's Vaughan again.
No, yeah, I think you're right there. Vaughan to continue from the southern end.
It is. Very, very tidy first over from her, just 3 off it.
Yeah. I said first ball there from Dignam, getting just the outside edge of the bat down to backward point. Taylor on strike now. Where will she be looking? I said the big gap, if you can get it straightish of mid-wicket, is a good ball there from Vaughan. Just sees it play back to the bowler in her follow-through, no run.
Thanks, Beck. I'm going to be in trouble because Izza likes to be called Izza, not Izzy. I just gave her a different name. So, g'day, Beck. Hope you're well. This is outstanding second over from her, but we got the sawdust being called for, guys. So this is the first sign.
Getting a bit slippery out there.
Yep.
As I said, we do appreciate the umpires trying to get this game through as much as possible. As I said, they'll probably be thinking that they can sort of keep it out there, even if it's just half an hour while it's drizzling like this, they'll get close to a result, or even if they've only have to cut it down, they'll have at least a good portion of this innings bowled. So
you feel the players, with their arms folded, they must be a bit cool out there.
Here we go, Vaughan again to Taylor. This one gets slashed away outside off stump, but well fielded at third man. Another single to the total. I think that's Abby Taylor off the mark. Yes, it is. She's now 1 of 5 deliveries. Dignam's now 20 not out of 23 deliveries. 3 for 49 here in the 11th.
We can also tell you DLS at the moment for the end of the 11th over, 3 wickets down. The district Rangers need to be 72.
Okay, well behind the 8 ball here. This one again just played down leg side, but again can only pick up a single here, the Rangers.
So it's got to be tough work for the bowlers at the moment. The ball's got to be almost soapish.
I think
Probably a smarter thing actually having a lot of, if you can have a lot of spinners in your side, or someone that, like ladies that can bowl slow medium, it's probably a lot helpful than trying to bowl medium to fast, because it will just slip straight out.
Yeah, well, this one's just played by the left-hander out onto the leg side, but not running hard on this pitch that's probably getting slipperier and slipperier as the minutes go past. Another single to the total, 3 for 51 here. 1 ball left in the 11th. Now even the bowler's starting to really hurry between deliveries here, knowing that even though they are in front of that Duckworth-Lewis Stern, they still want to get through these overs. As this one goes big down the ground. Great shot there by the opener. And it's 1 bounce, 2 bounce past the cones for 4. That's more like it here from the Rangers. And 11 overs gone, 3 for 55, but it said it's still a good 20 runs behind that DLS target.
But to be honest, I haven't seen a copy of the DLS schedule being taken out to either the batters or to the fielders, so they may not actually know what the difference is. They may think it still be a fairly close game, not that it's currently 20-odd runs difference, where at the moment, after 12 overs being 3 down, the Rangers need to be 78.
So they need 23 from this over and not lose a wicket.
Yeah, just to get to win by, or to put you in front by 1 for the end of this over. At the moment, as you can see, it's starting to become more consistent this rain now, but
So no change here at the northern end, and Taylor gets this one high off the bat, but it spins out towards backward point. They look for the single, but I think very well and truly needed to be sent back there.
Tough conditions for the leg spinner. It's been a very good second over and start to the third.
So the left-hander, though, will like the leg spin, but
Great wronging.
yeah, they said to be looking for that one that turns into the pads, but they said if you can land that wrongin, it certainly makes life hard for the left-hander, and that's what happened there. They said there is the fielders out there. There's 2 fielders here, probably within about 20 metres of each other at square leg and mid-wicket, waiting for a catch, as that one can just be played onto the offside. Well fielded, no run.
And no runs off this over.
I said it would be hard for the leg spinner to grip the ball out there. I said you have got the deputies at inside the circle there that are drying that ball off. At least dry off that seam. Have some sort of grip on the ball. So next delivery comes in and it's slashed outside off stump. But again, can't get any contact here, the ND Rangers batters.
This is a huge over, 4 dots.
you also have to remember, if you listen to the intro to the call today, this is Team 4 in the Rangers versus Team 5.
Yeah, big game as this one's just played back to the bowler. It's been great bowling here by the leg spinner. I said, yeah, it is a big one for that table. I said, it's been a great bowling performance so far by Parramatta.
Who would have thought you might have a maiden over in the T20?
By a leg spinner in the rain. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Jinxed it, Evans, as he does, as this one comes out here onto the onside. Fielded there by Zoe Murdoch at mid-wicket, and 1 off that over. Great bowling there from the leg spinner. And 12 overs gone, 3 for 58.
That's a magnificent over, in fact. 1 run under those conditions. And here we go, guys.
That's it.
The covers have been called.
For the covers.
Does that mean we have to move? Yes, it does.
Yeah, well, at least cover up the equipment. Cover up the equipment.
And
I think they just need to get the Hessian out, so we might not have to move too far.
Macca just needs to bail for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think they'd be right to at least hopefully get it past us. If you remove the door. No. We're lucky we're just out of reach. I don't think you're getting that one through, Macca. We can move we might have to just
Swing the table.
We will apologise here. Shane, if you can maybe talk us through for a minute here.
Yeah, well, we're just trying to get everything sorted out here, guys. But once
This is
again,
the great fun of
live
community,
live community
sport.
sport at the moment. But once again, we actually do thank you very much to Northern Districts Rangers, A, for allowing us to come and do this, to call these games. Also, our friends out at Cricket New South Wales, A, to allow us to call these games, B, for the exciting social media write-ups that we do get in your Friday previews on all the social media, but also to Macca and Alive to be able to come out and help us co-call
You
this
have to do it from the other end, Macca.
He does play for Northwest Sydney, so.
Oh.
But as you can see, it's a nice touch here. Out in the middle of the field, like last year when Georgia went out and helped them to put the covers down. We have both sides, the Parramatta Ladies and the Northern Districts Rangers, both out there pulling out the big centre square cover. And to be honest, they've done a pretty good job in about probably 2.5, maybe 3 minutes to get the whole cover done. They're just running the Hessian down with the coach from Northern Districts at the moment, and the whole square is just about to be covered in less than 5 minutes, which, to be honest, you don't see it being done any quicker in the men's equivalent for putting down covers. We did see a rush happen last year, obviously, when Georgia was out there, and I mean literally it was like every man, woman and child that could jump onto that big centre square cover last year.
That was very heavy and very quickly,
and
whereas here it's sort of just been building up.
But that particular day, it was like, everyone got onto the Hessians, got it down, and there was like 30 or 40 people just picked that cover up and just literally run it out there to cover it over. We saw Georgia come back out with dirt on her backside from where she slipped over that day and was able to laugh about it, but also in the spirit of cricket to be able to just to help out. Even though she wasn't playing, she did the right thing and offered to help out her fellow women's players to make sure that it was all done. But to be honest, as much as I hate to say it, Macca's right. I think that may actually end up being the end of the game because we are already past the minimum 5 overs required for the game to be an official. So there's a whole stack of them up here. We'll just move the cable out of the way so the young lady can grab all of these.
I said, we always need something to keep it exciting here. I said we had the perfect sunny conditions when we were here for the men's game last week. Just unfortunately the rain wanting to come in and keep things interesting for us here this afternoon. But I said I think we might have some difficulty here with getting back on, particularly with the pegs coming out on. That's the last thing you want to see coming out in conditions like these, because it's going to make it a lot harder to get these covers off. And
well, I'll put it.
You'd know better than me, Shane. You know if there's a cut-off time as well. Like how long are we going to hang around to bowl the next?
Well,
we said we've still got 8 overs to go. Mm-hmm. We'd obviously know the result with the Duckworth-Lewis that Parramatta will get the win, but.
Okay, well,
how long are we going to have to hang around for to see if this is going to go away? Because, as I said, I think every Tom, Dick and Harry that are at Asquith Oval know this ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay, unlike where you have time, where you can lose time if it's a 1 day out or a 2 day format, unfortunately you don't get that option when it comes to T20s. Even when you're watching the internationals, they have a 15-minute window at the start, which is all you get. And then from that 15 minutes, you then start losing time, which is, so basically every 7 minutes, both teams lose an over. But because we've already had an innings fully completed, for every 3.5 minutes, we're then losing an over. But the two scorers have the DLS system also up on the computer, ready to go. So once the umpires say, okay, we've lost, let's be hypothetical, say 20 minutes. By the time you're able to go back on, working at 3.5 minutes and over, 4 minutes for the Premier Cricket. Okay, so four minutes and over, there's 5 overs for your 20 minutes. which means then you've only got a maximum of 15 overs to play. But yeah, it's this type of thing. Yeah, I think unless it basically stops the next couple of minutes, there'll be very little chance that you get back on, because normally you'd also be allowing for a secondary game to be on in the afternoon. Normally, if we call them the men's, you normally have the Poitem and Grey under 21s games in the morning with the first grade playing in the afternoon.
Or calling the women's. Or women's where they
you
have
could have
first...
twos and threes and ones all in the same
Brewer
field.
Shield, and then they've been playing triple headers, the women's first, the women's teams.
As we've seen up at Gordon a couple of weeks ago between universities and Gordon, where you had the second graders, like for Georgia, playing at 9 o'clock, then the Brewer Shield, and then the first grades.
Because they were playing like Greater Hunter. And I don't think making them get it to Sydney at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning is the nicest thing to do. But as I said, we've seen some triple headers. But as I said, this was the one and done here today. 10 o'clock start with the lower grades playing 50 over games. I think they just wanted a shotgun start of all competitions. But I think it's probably been a good move that they have started. We wouldn't have had any game time at all if we'd been starting at 1 o'clock here.
If it was the normal 2:30 or 3:30 start that you normally get for the Premier Cricket first grade women's games, I don't even think we'd be here till from say 2:30 to 3:30. Umpires be saying, you know what?
Let's go home.
The ground's wet. It's unsafe. But shake hands, go home.
Well, Macca's back in the box. Have you got an update for us?
I certainly do. I've just had a chat to the umpires and can confirm. Now, there's obviously with no second game here today, there's no time limits. But obviously, during the middle of an innings, once you come off, start losing time. So again, this is going to be a time where we're losing overs. Now, the Parramatta innings finished 7. They've got 7 minutes up the sleeve from that innings.
Yep.
So take that into account. And then whatever we're losing here, unfortunately, was it 3 points?
It's 4 minutes for 4 minutes for grade.
Yep. So 4 minutes. Every 4 minutes we're losing an over. So, guys, there will be a result, and it won't be at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I don't think the umpires will want to hang around all afternoon. No. But on a positive side, guys, it does look a little bit brighter in front of us towards the west.
Yeah, and it's definitely lighter in rain since we actually had the covers go on. It wasn't that real heavy drizzle coming down. It has got down lightly, but the sky has brightened a little bit. There's still no sunshine. Hasn't been all day, but it has the sky has lightened a bit. You haven't got that real black, dark, angry cloud that we would normally call when you know that you're about to get absolutely pelted on. So, but at the moment, we still lose. We've already done our 7 minutes that we did have up our sleeve from that first innings. So.
But when you're looking at the time, though, if you are listening live here on the Triple H Sports Stream or on Fogbox, it's about 22 minutes past 12. You'd have to think, though, if you can't get back on in the next 20 minutes, you'd be thinking they'd want to be finishing by 1 o'clock.
8 fours are 32, plus add the 7 minutes.
So there's 40.
39, yeah,
39, 40. So that takes you right on 1 o'clock.
Was it 75 minutes for the innings?
80.
80 minutes.
You get 80 minutes, so 20 overs, 4 minutes over 80 minutes. So, but the first innings, because it finished at 11:13 instead of 11:20. That's where you get that extra 7 minutes allowed to work for. 15-minute turnaround, and then obviously at that time. So they normally plan on being about a 1:15 finish if you go through both innings at its full maximum time frame, unless you get injuries or HIA checks or the ball disappearing, like we saw last week. A couple of them down over the fence onto the road on the other side, Asquith Oval, from where we're calling from here in the clubhouse. But 1:15 is normally about the finish time. So I would say that's probably what they're working on as a time frame at the moment. But all I can say is, Mears, at the moment, the rain is definitely getting lighter. We can see that the intensity has dropped. It is still raining though. But then also again, now that the rain is on, it is raining. It has to wait till it fully stops before the umpires can then go out, reassess, and then come back on and work that calculation. So
yeah, and as I said, even as we talk here the last minute, it's looking better and better coming from the west, where this weather has been coming from. And even now the rain is a lot lighter.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
almost
thing
stopped,
is that you need to have the rain to completely stop before we even consider going back out there. And it will take time for the covers to come off as well.
Estimated
So-
it'll be about probably 5 to 6 minutes to get those covers off, get them out here. Obviously not want to transfer any water that has pooled on top of it onto the field. Get the hessian off, reset the stumps. So you're looking at least a minimum 1 to 2 over loss there, which takes you down to at least 18, but then time-wise as well. But if I remember correctly, we've gone through 12, so there's only 8 overs left to play. Taking that into account,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
possibly maximum 6.
Yes.
But there won't be 6 overs left.
Listen, guys, once this ban passes, we might be all
We're
right.
fine, yeah. We're fine for a couple hours.
It's just the time frame that the umpires want to play to. If we get
Yeah.
to say quarter to 1 and it hasn't stopped raining, they'll probably just go, well, by the time we get out there,
Time the overs and time needed to play them, we'd fall outside the window, as we said. But there is no game to follow after this. All the lower grade women's are playing a 50 over a side game, including our friend Georgia, literally 10 minutes down the road at Story Park
2 minutes down the road.
down at Story Park, our old home for the Asquith Magpies.
Oh,
When-
thank God I
when-
don't have to climb on that roof anymore.
When we used to call the rugby league from there, so
I'm a bit bigger now too. It'd be even harder to get up there. But yeah, as said, we'll wait and hope, because as I said, the weather is looking much better. I think the rain is really lightening off. As I said, if you do look sort of towards the darker parts, you can see it trickling down. Definitely the Andrew Russell provided tarp doing its job still, covering up the equipment. Make sure we're not electrocuting ourselves here. But what we might do is we might just take a pause. As I said, if you are listening on Frogbox or on the stream, we will come back and wrap it up. If you are listening to our replays on Triple H 100.1 FM and 90.5 Alive, may have a break, we may not. You may just hear us come straight back to tell you what's going on. But we will have a quick pause, and we'll come back as soon as we can to endeavour to keep you abreast of the situation here at Asquith Oval. Yes, and welcome back here to Asquith Oval. Triple H Alive calling the women's first grade T20 competition, but Matt Mears here with Dave McDonald and Shane Evans. Macca, not the best news coming out of Asquith here. We came off a rain after 12 overs, but looks like we won't be getting back.
Unfortunately not. I can confirm the captains have shaken hands. It is game over here. Now, Parramatta have won. Unfortunately, if we were to get back on, Northern Districts might have one over, maybe two.
2 overs to score 70.
I think that was a little bit exaggerated, but yeah, it would have been 2 overs for a lot.
So they've agreed on this one. So good win to Parramatta here today, guys. Real shame about the weather, but we've got a game in. I think we can be thankful about that.
So we played 12 overs, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Northern Districts are 3 down. So 76, and they're on what, 58, 53, 58?
3 for
56.
56.
Okay, so that means you have officially the score will show a 19-run win to Parramatta.
That's right. And obviously, if they did go back on, Shane, they would have had to have a go. Another wicket would have pushed that DL even higher.
Yep.
So, guys, we've got the result. 4th versus 5th. You know, it was shaping up to be a great game of cricket. But, again, to the winner goes the spoils, and that is the club of Parramatta.
Yes, happy one for you here, Macca. It's been great to have you here today. I'm sure you're happy that your team's taking home the chocolates, but we'll go quickly through the Northern District innings for you. Claire Webber, she was out bowled topper off stump. It was great bowling by Thakar. She was 7 off 7 deliveries with 1-4. Grace Dignam, she finished not out, 25 off 25 deliveries, 3 fours. Kate McTaggart, she was LBW to the car as well, 5 off 12 deliveries. Madison McEwen, she was LBW to the leg spin for 8 off 17 deliveries. Abby Taylor finished 3 not out off 12 deliveries. You want to take us through those bowling figures, Macca?
Mavros, 2 overs for 13. Thakur, best of the bowlers for mine, 3 overs. 1 maiden, 2 for 6. Murdoch, 2 overs for 12. Magliolio, I thought bowled excellently too in the 2nd and 3rd over. 3 overs, 1 for 12. And Sophie Vaughan, 2 overs for 11. If we just go back to the again, we just recap on the Parramatta innings, guys. Wonderful innings from Kate Pell. 73 not out from 67. Thakur, again, bat and ball, 31 from 31. Claire Moore was not out, 22 for Northern Districts. Tara French, 3 overs for 22. Sophie Shelley, 2 overs for 16. Sienna E, 4 overs for 23. Kate McTaggart, 1 over for 13, Maddie McGuigan, 2 overs for 25. And Abby Taylor, 1 for 15 off 4, was the pick of the bowlers for Northern Districts, plus Grace Dignam, 4 overs for 22, guys. Just final thoughts. I'd probably have to say, if I was to give a player of the match, Kate Pell was the standout today.
She kept well as well in the 12 overs. I think both keepers had a good game. Probably not helped a lot by some of the throws from the outfielders being a little bit too close or a little bit too far and catching them in some tricky spots. But as I said, no, I think it was shaping up to be a good one. But I think the rightful winners, Parramatta, out of this one, and both teams will move on to the 50-over cricket next week.
Jump in again. Guys, firstly, want to thank you for hosting us here today. Big shout out to Andrew Russell for...
Oh, mate, awesome.
He is the gun. But also Mike Allen, who will be handling the audio for Live 90.5. Thank you very much. But Shane Evans has got some updates from the women's 2nd grade, and there's some incredibly interesting scores that we've got to go through before we wrap up. Shane, what do we got?
Well, I'll put it this way. If you're a Gordon fan and you're wanting to see the Campbelltown-Camden game, if you weren't there within the first 2 hours, you've missed
Not
the
even
whole
2 hours.
You've missed the whole game. Literally. Played out of Beesham Oval. Campbelltown-Camden rolled for a total of 13.
Wow.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and the people on Frogbox, you heard me right. 13. Gordon have chased that one down. And as before, we've obviously mentioned that our colleague Georgia Lomas-Fuderin is playing out at Story Park in her second grade game for universities against the second grade Northern Districts ladies. We can tell you universities batted first. They were all out for 69. And in reply, Northern Districts are in a spot of bother here. They're 5 for 26. I'm assuming that was before the rain spell that we've just had our game being completed by happened. So we can tell you Georgia did score some runs. She did get, I believe it was 3 off 10. Just going through there. Yes, that is correct. The top score being Keating getting 11 with 4 ducks in that. But also for the Northern Districts ladies, we can tell you, so they're 5 for 26. Holmes out for 7. Stook was a 5-ball duck. Waddell out for 4. Howe is 3 off 4 not out. Panda is a second ball duck, and Waring is second ball duck, with Andrews the other batter currently in progress at the moment. She's just come to the pitch, none for 2. They only got through 6 overs before the rain stopped up there in their innings, and they're 5 for 26, chasing 70 for the win.
Yeah, so some interesting scores around there. Make sure you check out the My Cricket app and Play HQ to hear all the wrap-up